too good to be true. To verify licensure, visit lacontractor.org or download the free app LA Contractor from the Android or Apple Store. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors reminds you, hire licensed contractors. It's the law.
When you've been in the industry for over 20 years, you learn a few things. For one thing, you learn your product inside and out. But you also learn how to ask the right questions and give satisfying answers. Jim's Firearms.
Many people are injured and can't afford to get the treatment they need because insurance companies won't pay until a case is closed. I'm attorney Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
Offices in Baton Rouge.
104.5 WNXX Jackson, 104.9 KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour is brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Hey, y'all, it's Marty Smith. Join Ryan McGee. Hey, that's me. And me for Marty and McGee, Saturday mornings, 7, right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. on Wednesday, November 4th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see sunny skies with a high of 77. Coming up today on Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota, Raging Cajuns head football coach Billy Napier stops by at 7:15. ESPN's Booger McFarland joins the show at 7:30. Would You Rather Wednesday is at 8, and LSU head basketball coach Will Wade will be here at 8:30. Follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch the show live over at the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Interact inside the Bayou Ford chat. And make sure you're subscribed to the Off the Bench and Off the Bench Overtime YouTube channels. Set your notifications. New content is posted daily. Hour number 1 of OTB starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Off and at it off the bench, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN Radio in New Orleans, 94.7 ESPN Alexandria, online at 104.5ESPN.com. Good Wednesday morning to you. Jordy Collada, T-Bob Hebert, Matthew Musso, Danny Cardenas here with you until 10 a.m. this morning. Will Wade will stop by in the second hour. We'll talk basketball as Wade and the crew get ready for the season. That'll start at the end of November. SEC should be putting out the schedule later this week. We'll talk to Coach Wade, what he anticipates there. Javonte Smart on the Bob Cousy Award watch list. Expectations on the third-year player out of Baton Rouge. Coach Wade will stop by at 8:30 this morning. Would You Rather Wednesday, 8:15. Counting on you inside the YouTube Bayou Ford chat app. Paint us some scenarios. We'll explain them at 8:15. 8 o'clock this morning, we've got nobody. 7:30, we will talk to Booger McFarland, NFL Weekly, brought to you by Central Plumbing Company. And then Billy Napier from the Raging Cajuns will stop by at 7:15. So lots to get to on Wednesday's edition of Off the Bench. Still no decision on the president. There's a runoff here locally for the mayor. Election results starting to come in. Guess we'll probably get away from the election for the next 3 hours.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be safe. Shout out, I will say though, shout out to everyone who volunteered yesterday and was out there working the polls so that everybody could participate in the democratic process. Thank you to everybody who dedicated their time to making that happen.
Jump inside of the Bayou Ford chat app. You can find it there on YouTube. Remember, over at the 104.5 ESPN station, make sure you're subscribed and notified for everything that happens there, including all of our shows that go live. We are live here until 10 a.m. on Off the Bench. Here are your headlines, daily presented by Barbecue Guys on this Wednesday, November 4th.
TV headlines are brought to you by Barbecue Guys. They're your one-stop shop for everything outdoor kitchens and living. Barbecue Guys, helping America host better barbecues since 1998.
It is media day for SEC coaches, including LSU head football coach Ed Orgeron. Coach O and the rest of the SEC head coaches will meet with the league media on the SEC teleconference this morning. Then the head coach will be at TJ Ribbs tonight for his weekly radio show. That'll be at 7 o'clock on Eagle 98.1. No Tiger Zone afterwards. With the bye week, no Tiger Zone from 8 to 10 tonight. But you can catch the O show on Eagle 98.1 from 7 to 8 o'clock. Earlier this week, Orgeron was talking about the team's energy level. This is 12 Musso of O Monday, talking about where his team is here on the open date.
You know, it's something we got to fix. You know, this is a young team, and look, it's 0-0 the first quarter. We got to fight for 60 minutes, and when adversity hits, we got to keep on fighting, and that's been a mark of our team since I've been here. We were down 20-0 against Auburn and came back and beat them. So it's a young team. I'm going to address it today about fighting throughout the game, about staying enthusiastic throughout the team and believing we have to do that. But you know what? There's a lot of young guys on this team that I have to teach that to. They don't know that yet.
LSU in the open date. Remember, if you missed yesterday's conversation with Coach Ed Orgeron, you can always find it on the Off the Bench YouTube station. All of our podcasts and on-demand sound is brought back to you by Carriages of Baton Rouge. The New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Bucks meet up this Sunday night with first place of the NFC South on the line. That'll be Sunday Night Football. And yesterday, Coach Bruce Arians of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers officially activated Antonio Brown from the suspended list to the active list on Tuesday. Arians said that Brown will have a role in Sunday night game against the New Orleans Saints. The Bucs signed Antonio Brown last week to a one-year deal for a base salary of $750K. He is a 7-time Pro Bowler and has over 11,000 receiving yards, 75 touchdown receptions in his 10-year career. Here is Sean Payton talking about the improvements that the New Orleans Saints are making every week as they go for a first-place game against the Bucs this week in the South.
We're still improving. I thought we got better yesterday in a tough environment, but I do think there's a grit element and when you're able to play well in tight games and come out with a win, I think you develop a certain confidence and you're comfortable playing in overtime. We still feel like there are a number of things we can do better, and it's a lot easier to coach after you have, a winning moment, and yet you bring them back in and you talk about, hey, these are some things that we need to improve on when we play the next game or a more important game.
Saints and Bucks this Sunday night. That'll be at 7:20 on NBC, as we said, with first place of the NFC South on the line. Right now, the Bucks are 5.5-point favorites with the total in that game set at 51.5.
Do we have any official confirmation on Mike Thomas? I was just looking it up. I know he returned to practice the Thursday before the Bears game. So I imagine that he would play, but I guess it's still not confirmed. Obviously, you'd feel way better about the same chances to have Thomas, and it would just be kind of nice from you already have these two teams that are very good, with the Bucs being 6-2 and the Saints being 5-2, and they both get these kind of jolts from these electric receivers in Antonio Brown and Mike Thomas. I mean, Sunday is shaping up to be everything that you dreamed of when you thought about Tom Brady and Drew Brees playing in the same division.
If he doesn't go, I'm going full conspiracy theory and think that he's trade bait at this point.
Yeah, Nick Underhill did say something a bit interesting in an interview that I wish I would have got him to expound upon, and maybe we can, but it sounded like the rumors have been going around. I guess the rumors that he was hearing is that Thomas was asking for the trade. He mentioned that in an answer yesterday, so we'll see if we can do some further digging there.
Saints and Bucks this Sunday night, Raymond James Stadium, 7:20 p.m. here Central Time is where it'll kick off. LSU basketball junior point guard Javonte Smart was named Monday as one of the 20 watch list candidates by Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame for the 2021 Bob Cousy Point Guard of the Year Award. The Baton Rouge native has made 87 three-point field goals in 2 seasons in his college career. He's averaging 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists over his first 2 seasons in Baton Rouge. We'll talk to Coach Will Wade about the outlook of Smart and the rest of the crew coming up here at 8:30 this morning on Off the Bench. LSU baseball, Musso, Game 1 of the Purple and Gold World Series will be played tonight at Alec Box Stadium, Skip Bertman Field. Game 2 will be on Thursday. First pitch is set for 6:30 there. Then Game 3 on Friday, 6:30. Due to COVID-19 concerns, the general public will not be admitted into the stadium for the games. LSU hitting coach Eddie Smith will be the head coach of the Gold Squad, and assistant coach and recruiting coordinator Nolan Kane will be the head coach for the Purple team. Here is Coach Paul Mainieri giving his thoughts on the fall practices up to this point.
It's been really a really good fall practice. One of the best we've had since I've been here in terms of being able to see your personnel, get a lot of answers done, and feel good about your team going into the spring. So I think we're going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Jaden Hill will get Game 2, will be the Game 2 starter for the Purple squad. Yesterday, Coach Mainieri was asked about his third-year player.
Yeah, he's pitched 4 innings one time and 5 innings one time, and actually pitched better towards the end of his outings than he did at the very beginning, which has been the opposite of the way he's been before. You know, he comes in normally, starts the game, and has very electric stuff, and then there's a little bit of a drop-off. His last outing, he struggled a little bit at the beginning, and then by the 5th inning, his velocity was up, his command was up, everything looked better. So, I try not to place too much emphasis in the results in the fall, with guys that you're going to count on and that you're just trying to get them better and get them right for the spring. Jaden has had some really good moments, but he hasn't pitched the way that I know he can pitch on a consistent basis yet. But we did get to stretch him out a little bit, and from a health standpoint, he handled it fine, and that was the most encouraging thing.
Game 1 tonight of the Purple and Gold World Series as LSU baseball gets back to work, as they've been in work for the fall workouts. But tonight, 3-game set begins for the Purple and Gold World Series. Game 1 tonight at 6:30 over at the Box Skip Bertman Field. Those are your headlines. What's trending here daily. Always brought to you by Barbecue Guys. For our headlines coming up, we'll talk to Billy Napier, head coach of the Raging Cajuns, at 7:15. We'll talk some NFL and see if Booger McFarland can give some insight on this Mike Thomas situation, if he expects him to go Sunday night in the much-anticipated battle between the Bucs and the Saints coming up at the end of the weekend. OTB, Wednesday edition, rolling on, powered by All-Star Toyota.
OTB headlines are presented daily by Barbecue Guys. Remember, the most popular grill on the market is Blaze Grills. Blaze Grills is headquartered in Baton Rouge. Shop on the web at barbecueguys.com. Off the Bench with Jordy Culotta and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All-Star Toyota brings you OTB daily here. Remember, online at allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. Right there at the top of the website, they have a link where you can rent a Toyota. You heard Coach Derek Stingley Sr. here yesterday talking about his trip to Auburn over the weekend. He stopped in to see Miss Lisa Sessions and her crew before they hit the road. Coach Sting picked up a rental from All-Star Toyota. He has been a long-valued customer over there at All-Star Toyota and understands the perks of renting cars. You can lease vehicles over there. Great selections of pre-owned and certified editions or brand-new cars. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge has you taken care of. Shop the inventory online, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Just like it reads, that's how the website is, right? And when you go to the site, you'll see all kinds of great offers that they have for November. You can still enter the Toyota Tailgate to Go sweepstakes as well. All the information right there. Go to allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com today.
Off the Bench, hanging with Esther and Hanny, after further review and more, are all live daily on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel. Subscribe now to interact with us inside the live chat driven by Bayou Ford.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Do you know someone who sets a good example for all of us to follow? Someone who shows leadership, selflessness, and service to their community without being asked? We think that's the definition of a good citizen, and so does Citizens Bank and Trust. If you know someone who exhibits all of these qualifications, nominate them for a Good Citizen Award, and they could receive $500 from Citizens Bank. And we'll recognize them here on the show. Get the details at citizensbankandtrust.com, and then nominate your good citizen.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as a bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, if not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized.
On Game Time tonight from Louis Cafe. That's right, for 80 years. Breakfast and lunch 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just outside the north gates of LSU. Election, Maction. Tonight, Game Time, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, Booger talking NFL. We'll also have some college football games for him. Nice slate of games this weekend in college football, including a big one in the SEC, Georgia and Florida. Get Boog's thoughts on that one coming up at 7:30 this morning. We'll talk LSU basketball with Will Wade, but the Raging Cajuns staying hot as they rip off another win last time out. 10-point victory over Texas State as the Cajuns win 44-34. They improve to 5-1 on the season. And as always, Coach Billy Napier is here to talk about it on a Wednesday with us on Off the Bench, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Alexandria. Coach, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great, guys. How about y'all?
Doing okay. Last time out, I know it wasn't in the fashion that you wanted to win. It was maybe a little sloppy for your taste, but either way, you get a 10-point victory. Take me back to Texas State and how your boys performed.
Well, first opportunity in the SBC West, and I do think that we took some steps forward in certain areas where we've been working on improvement. I think we did have a setback. I had a few too many penalties on defense. We turned the ball over. But in general, I was pleased with a lot of the areas where we've been working hard on improvement. We did just that. So I do think that it's a step in the right direction to be 1-0 in our division. Positioned ourselves for November to be relevant, to be in contention here as we make a run. So we're where we need to be. I do think we're still a work in progress, and we need to continue to coach and take ownership at the player level.
Huge rivalry game versus Arkansas State coming up this weekend, a nationally televised game again for the Cajuns, as it'll be an 11 a.m. kickoff on ESPNU versus the Red Wolves. Coach, Levi Lewis, 320 passing yards, his second best passing total of his career. It looks like you guys are really successful when he can perform like that. Take me back to Levi's night and what you thought of your quarterback's play.
Yeah, by far his best night so far this year in 2020. I do think that he was much more accurate in the game, creating run after catch opportunities for the receivers. I do think we're playing better around him. I thought we really stayed on schedule. We only had 2 negative plays the entire day. And then, these young receivers are growing up. We are getting some of our veterans back from injuries. So, we're a little bit more consistency around him. And then he was on point. So good night, 600-plus yards, 44 offensive points. So that's kind of some of the things that we've been working hard on. It was good to see those show up.
So, Coach, you're preparing to take on Arkansas State, looking to move to 6-1 overall, 4-1 in the conference. And Arkansas State's kind of I guess just outside looking in, a bit of a hard team to judge, right? Because they were one of those teams in that opening weekend when the Sun Belt just rolled through the Big 12. Y'all were one of the big wins, obviously, over Iowa State, a win that just looks better and better. But they had a nice win over Kansas State. They've kind of faltered since then. In your film study, getting ready for this game, what kind of challenges do the Red Wolves present to you?
Well, I think they got really good personnel. I think, and I see a team that plays hard. I think they play with really good effort. There's no question they're explosive on offense. I know they haven't been the last couple of weeks, but you got to go back to what they're capable of and prepare for that. They've got really good talent at receiver. They play 2 quarterbacks, and both guys do a really good job running their system. And then defensively, they made a change at coordinator a couple of weeks back, and I do think they've improved. So played well at times against App State with the new coordinator, and then the second half they shut Troy out last week. So this is a team that's dangerous, and we got to make sure that we're working really hard in our preparation and we're ready. Blake's a good coach; he'll have his team ready to play.
Not that this will necessarily come into play this week, but with the win last week, y'all moved to 4-0 on the road this year, Coach. Some road warriors. Just from like a coaching philosophy type of standpoint, how do you approach getting your team to travel and still play well?
Well, I think a lot of it is all the areas in the different areas in the organization really taking pride in their role, to try to do a good job making that process seamless, making it consistent. I think that players perform much better when they know what to expect. There's a consistency and routine. And I do think we've got a veteran team, and I think a lot of the areas in our organization have done a really nice job. So, you got to have a tough-minded team to go play on the road. I think that mental toughness is developed in the off-season program. I think the strength and conditioning coach is huge in that area. And then when you get to those weeks, it does take a little bit different mindset. And we've been fortunate to play well on the road, and we need to continue to do that.
One of your consistent players that we haven't highlighted here in our weekly conversations, but seemingly week in, week out is performing for you is Trey Regis. And last week he had another 100-yard effort. I think that was his 13th of his career. First time he scores 3 rushing touchdowns. Can you talk about the rushing attack headed by him?
Well, we definitely, I thought that this was our best performance in terms of fundamentals, techniques, hat for a hat. Played well up front, played well on the edges, and Trey was in his groove Saturday. He played with great balance and power. Trey has been a really consistent, dependable performer for us since we got here a couple of years ago. He's tough, he's durable, and he was tough to tackle Saturday night. So we talk all the time about getting the running back to the second level, and Trey is one of those guys. If he gets going, he can be tough to tackle, especially for the secondary players.
Will be a showdown this Saturday, 11 a.m. kickoff on national television over at Cajun Field as Arkansas State is in town to take on the Raging Cajuns. As we said, 5-1 right now for Coach Napier and his crew. I know the defense is playing well after 3 takeaways last week, Coach. So get them right and have them right for 11 o'clock Saturday morning. We look forward to our conversation next week.
All right, guys. I appreciate it.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
see you around.
There he is, Coach Napier checking in from Lafayette this morning.
Closing in, I mean, when you look at UL's schedule, man, there's not anybody. I mean, in terms of just will they be favored or not, they'll be favored every single game until the final one, maybe against App State. And they look like they're in the driver's seat for their side of the division as App State and Coastal Carolina have to battle. So UL's in a pretty great spot here in terms of maybe winning this Sun Belt Championship once you get to the Sun Belt Championship game.
Remember, over at AccuTemp, they can get you into a brand new AC and heater for this winter season. You can take control of your comfort zone by getting in touch with AccuTemp. You can do that a couple of ways, but the easiest is to log online to AccuTempBR.com. LSU is in a bye week this week, but remember, every time the Tigers take the field at halftime, you text halftime to 31996, and you'll get half off of your Tiger tune-up. That is a service call for your AC or heater, whichever you choose, from our friends over at AccuTemp. Online, AccuTempBR.com.
Yeah, go to AccuTempBR.com today or call 225-465-0790. 465-0790.
We'll talk NFL with Booger McFarland coming up here in a couple of minutes, but yesterday the big news around the National Football League was that Antonio Brown is being activated for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Bruce Arians, the head coach of the Bucs, said he could have a role or will have a role this Sunday night versus the New Orleans Saints. What do you anticipate? Another weapon added to Brady and the bunch for the offense over there in Tampa.
So Chris Godwin is still out for Tampa, I believe. So I think Brown helps out in filling in his void a little bit. I will say this: I don't know if I can sit here and know exactly what to expect out of Antonio Brown. Right? I mean, when you look, the last time that he played was September 15th, 2019, which now that's a full season and a half of football. And it's not like maybe like an injured season and a half where he's still around the program. He just rejoined the Buccaneers last week. He was just starting to be able to get into meetings and everything else. Now he can finally hit the practice field. I guess I have questions about what kind of shape he's in, right? I expected Gronk to come back and dominate immediately again, and it took him a few weeks to round into form. Then again, I do believe that Antonio Brown's a pretty tireless worker, but can you really get yourself NFL ready with this actual game reps on an NFL practice field? I mean, all these questions are reasons why I have no idea what form he'll be in. I will say this. The last time you saw him, he only had 3 practices with that New England Patriot team before he went out there and played with Tom Brady up in New England on September 15th, 2019, and he was targeted 6 times that game. He caught 3 balls for 50 yards and a touchdown. So he had like a solid day, given that he only had 3 days of practice before. Now, he'd been in training camp with the Raiders and everything. He was in football shape. So, I mean, Bruce Arians is obviously keeping it vague, saying he can play 10 plays, 15 plays, 30, 60. I think because of the fact that him and Brady already have a previous relationship, I would err more on the side of around 30 plays. Not the high end where he's going to play every play, but not the low end where it's only 10 plays. He's experienced enough where you can give him slices of the playbook in which he can know exactly what to do, and their timing, maybe some of it survives from when they were in New England together last year.
Anxious to see how Antonio Brown fits in with Tampa, because it looks like Tom Brady was very much pulling for him to be added to the roster. Now here he is, and he'll have a role on Sunday night. What will be the role of Mike Thomas come Sunday night, and at what point does this become a storyline? I know that he's been out the last couple of weeks, and he was knocked out versus Tampa in Week 1 when he got rolled up on, and he missed a couple of weeks, and he was suspended for the fight with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and then there was a talk and concern about a tweaked hamstring. Do you buy all this? Do you buy?
I don't know. I can't comment on the rumors at all.
Why? What, you don't have an opinion?
I'm saying no. I don't have I don't even know fully what the rumors are. Like when Nick kind of dropped that Easter egg about maybe him asking for the trade. What I've heard, I mean, look, I've seen what Sean Payton said on Twitter, where he has tried to shut it down publicly. We know that essentially what he's.
I thought Danny brought up a good point yesterday when Cam Jordan was on Get Up last week. Mike Thomas walked behind the camera and seemed like he was in a pretty good mood.
Yes. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean,
and they were
it
very
seemed
much like our guys
he wanted
coming
to have
back.
it back. He wanted to be back, and that was kind of in the midst of all that discussion, all those rumors and all that stuff swirling.
I just want people to understand that I'm coming from a limited knowledge base in the entire situation. Right? There are beat writers who know way more. I would think this is much ado about nothing in the end. Not to say that nothing happened or there weren't tensions. There were definite tensions. Sean Payton suspended him for a huge game in which he was, we believe, physically healthy to go. This is before he tweaked his hamstring. And so I absolutely think there were tensions. I absolutely think there was obviously some sort of drama. I just don't know that it amounts to anything in the end. He's too important to the franchise, too important to the offense, what you want to do. They're obviously all in at 2020. Look at the move to go get Quan Alexander. He's too important to this final push to let that drama overcome what you've already established. So, yeah, I think I don't think it's going to mean anything. I think he returns. I think Emmanuel Sanders returns as well. And I think you finally see this Saints offense at its potential full strength, where who do you stop? Do you go after the best receiver in the game in Mike Thomas, or do you try to commit to stopping the best running back in the game in Alvin Kamara? It is a hell of a Sophie's choice that the Saints offense now presents defenders.
We'll present the question to Booger McFarland next as we talk NFL with Boog right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Kalata and T-Bob.
Brought to you daily by the Lanois, Lanoix agency.com. Lanois Insurance Agency is the insurance agents for Off the Bench. Remember, this is personal testimonies coming from the OTB crew. They handle our auto insurance, home insurance. Toya Rivers was here last week. Her and Kevin got into a new home before the start of 2020, transferred their homeowner's insurance policy over to Lanois. Get the free quote this morning, Lanoix agency.com, or dial them up at 225-749-5640, Lanoix agency.com.
The same way that BG was in your head, Daniel Basham raises a great point. CJ Gardner-Johnson will have a field day getting in Antonio's head. AB's easy to upset. I mean, maybe he's onto something there. You know how it's not easy to get upset with is Lanois, because they make sure to customize policies to your need. They make sure to try to save you money at every turn without you lifting a finger. When you have to file a claim, they fight for your best interest. Go to LanoisHC.com today.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. We'll look ahead to the weekend in the SEC with Russ Mitchell of College Football News. Saints getting ready for the Bucs. How's Mike Thomas's hamstring? We're talking about it 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Do we see the confetti fall? Be ready for war. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Do we see the confetti fall? Be ready for war.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Would You Rather Wednesday coming up at 8:15 this morning. Paint us a scenario inside the Bayou Ford chat app on YouTube. Make sure you are subscribed and notified for everything that happens there. Weekly, our conversation with Booger McFarland is brought to you by Central Plumbing Company. There is a showdown in Raymond James Stadium this Sunday night between the Saints and the Bucs. First place of the NFC South is on the line. Antonio Brown will be there. Will Mike Thomas be there? What impacts will both wide receivers make? We'll talk to Booger McFarland now here on OTB, who is a face and voice of both the NFL and college football for ESPN. Boog, good morning. How are you, man?
Outstanding. What's going on, guys?
Who has a bigger impact this Sunday night on the game, Antonio Brown or Mike Thomas?
Well, I don't know if Mike Thomas is going to show up, so until I know that, I have to go with Antonio Brown. Wow.
Is there smoke around Mike Thomas? Hold up. What do you buy into this Mike Thomas stuff that he is hurt and that they're keeping him out because of injury purpose? Because they're starting to get a little smoke down here in this part of the country that things aren't working out way between both sides, between Thomas and between the organization, and that they may be shopping him. Do you buy into that?
Yeah, a little bit. Here's why. So if you go back to the fight between Thomas and Gardner Johnson, the word I got was it was really heated after the fight between Mike Thomas and the coaching staff, and that's why he was sent home. He wasn't necessarily sent home because he hit a teammate.
Yeah.
He was sent home because of the reaction after he hit the teammate. And subsequently, he was supposed to come back, apologize, everything was going to be all right. Then all of a sudden, the ankle pops up, and now I think what it is, it's an old school pissing match between the organization who wants Mike Thomas to play and needs Mike Thomas, and Mike Thomas who needs Drew Brees and needs to get out there and play and earn his money. And it's kind of like a stare down: who needs who the most, who's going to kind of, I wouldn't say bow down, but who's going to kind of lean toward, hey, mending the fences, so to speak. Is he hurt? I don't know. But it's been a long time for an ankle injury. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. I know that the Saints have made stars out of people like Lance Moore and Robert Meacham, but doesn't the player mean more in this scenario, Thomas? Isn't he? I mean, he's a game changer, right?
Well, first of all, Lance Moore is not a star, so let's back off of that a little bit.
Not a star,
right?
not a star, but he functioned in this offense.
Played over his he put up numbers sometime.
Okay, Lance Moore and Meacham were good players. Michael Thomas is arguably a top 5 receiver in the league. That's a totally different category. So both sides need each other. If Michael Thomas is thinking I can leave New Orleans and go get 190 targets from somewhere else, okay, good luck with that. If New Orleans is thinking, okay, I can win without Michael Thomas this season, okay, you're beating some kind of middle of the road teams, middle of the road. Are you going to be able to beat some of the better teams? Both sides need each other. Both sides need to come together and mend the fences. If it's going to happen, I think it's going to have to be a little bit more from Michael Thomas's side, because if you're Sean Payton has had Michael Thomas before. His name was Marcus Costa. So Sean has always been able to find a number one receiver. Can Michael Thomas find a Hall of Fame quarterback that's going to throw it to him 190 times a season? I don't know. And so that's why I think if you're Michael Thomas, here's what you got to do. You got to look yourself in the mirror, swallow your pride a little bit. You shouldn't have popped off at the coaching staff. Control your temper. You go in there, you apologize, you collect your $17, $18 million a year, and you enjoy the final few games or few years of Drew Brees, depending on how long he stays in place.
Yeah, I mean, look, to be fair, Bug, I think that's what Jordy was getting at when you talk about being able to find a number one receiver. What about the Antonio Brown thing here? Give us the NFL player perspective. What, he's going to have, I think, a week, I think 2 full practices. Basically, he's had a little over a week to learn this playbook. Like, what's a realistic kind of rep count or role for him here in this first game?
25, 30, 35 plays. He's been with Brady a long time. He's living with Brady 2 weeks. He's been around. He's had the playbook. So I don't think it's unrealistic to have a 25 to 30 to 35 play package for him. And you know Brady's going to get him the football. And, you know, Chris Godwin's out. So guess what? It's Mike Evans. It's Antonio Brown. It's some of the other young guys, Scotty Miller. But at the end of the day, this is a national television game. We all understand that the NFL is about entertainment. And at some point, Antonio Brown and Tom Brady are going to connect. And if you're New Orleans, now what do? Because this was always going to be the question. Because New Orleans has always put Lattimore on Mike Evans. Okay, so who we putting on Antonio Brown? Janoris Jenkins?
Nope.
Okay, so now who's checking Scotty Miller? So it's a lot to deal with. Oh, and by the way, you got Rob Gronkowski roaming in the middle of the field. So now you start to get to see what Tampa can do. Now, on the flip side, when Michael Thomas is back, New Orleans will say, okay, well, we'll see you, Michael. We'll see you, Antonio Brown, and Mike Evans with Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, and Cook.
Yep.
So it's a very interesting battle. That's why I hope everybody's at full strength and everybody's ready to go. You got Antonio Brown getting up to speed. You got Michael Thomas dealing with some pride, quote unquote, issues. So hopefully both sides can work out those issues and get ready for Sunday night.
All right, Boog. Do you just want to go ahead and do what I know you want to do right now? Talk about the biggest AFC game of the last slate and how it went down.
Well, T-Bob,
Steelers, Ravens.
Listen, I'm not that guy. Here's what I'll say to you, and this is what I've said to you for the longest, is that do you feel confident that when Lamar Jackson and the Ravens have to go to the drop-back passing game that they can win? Because every time that I've seen him, and this is not a knock on him, I'm not hating on Lamar Jackson, but if you told me I could have Lamar Jackson as a runner, I'd take him over any quarterback in the league. If you told me that I have to take Lamar Jackson, the passer, I'm not sure he's top 10. And that's just the reality of the situation. They rushed for 265 yards, and he turned the football over 4 times. He threw 2 interceptions that were really very, very poor decisions. One was a pick 6. So he has the potential, T-Bob, to be a really, really good player in this league. But until he develops as a passer, he's just going to be another athlete playing the position of quarterback. And he's done it well. He won an MVP that way because he shocked the league. But year 2, as we always talk about, the NFL gets film on you. Year 2, it doesn't look like it did last year, does it? And that's all I'll say.
It is a little interesting, but when you look at the box score, because for the Ravens, and this also reinforces kind of as a team how they're at the point where they beat all the bad teams that they should beat, and they really struggle to win against the top competition in the playoffs and stuff. But when you look at the box score, they outperform Pittsburgh in nearly every single metric, save for turnovers. So, in this game, is it as simple as Lamar Jackson cleaning that up, and then the Ravens would have won this game?
Well, it sounds simple, T-Bob, but think about this. You can have a great day on your diet. I mean, you can eat egg whites for breakfast.
Yep.
You can have a salad for lunch.
Yeah.
You can eat a nice piece of salmon and green beans for dinner.
Wow.
But around midnight, when you go back and get the golden Oreos, doesn't it kind of, that kind of balances things out, right?
Yeah, you're not supposed to eat right before you go to
day.
sleep either. That's a good point.
Right. So, you can dominate the day, But in the end, those Golden Orioles tipped the scale back toward, Earth's favor. Baltimore dominated the ground game, but those turnovers kind of tipped it back toward Pittsburgh. So, yeah, it's as simple as saying clean the turnovers up. But how many times have you fell victim to the Golden Oriole rush when you're laying in the bed around 11:30? Like, we've all done it.
I like that you're saying Golden Oreos as well, because I'm with you. I do believe them to be the premier Oreo choice out there.
I agree.
Booger McFarland compliments of Central Plumbing Company every week here on ESPN, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Alexandria. What the hell's going on in New England?
Just right now, I think Bill Belichick said it best. If you listen to him, oftentimes people will tell you exactly what's going on. Well, listen, Bill said over the last 5 years, we sold out to win, and we did at a high level. We won 3 Super Bowls, we went to a 4th, and we went to an AFC title game. And right now, because of COVID, because of some of our players opting out, our team isn't as strong as we need it to be. It's not an excuse. It's the reality. If Cam Newton doesn't fumble that football, it's a whole different tone today.
Yeah.
But I think in the end, man, New England will probably miss the playoffs this year. But if you're telling me that the dynasty's over as far as them being successful consistently, I'm going to disagree with that. They'll be back. They'll get Hightower and Sean back next year. They just got to figure out what they're going to do at quarterback. I don't know if it's Cam Newton. I don't know who it is, but they'll figure it out. Like, Bill Belichick didn't all of a sudden fall off his rocking chair and all of a sudden become an inept coach. He'll be back. They'll be fine. It probably won't be this year, though.
We know that the Saints are in win-now mode. Does the Quan Alexander trade mean anything to you?
Yeah, because as much as I like my good buddy Alex Anzalone, he's a step slow. And when you get ready to go against some of the teams in this league on the upper end, teams that got speed, Quan Alexander adds that. And so now you get more speed on the field, more speed in the middle of the field. So I think it's going to be a plus.
Miami, Arizona, one of the kind of sneaky good games this weekend, both teams winning records. But I just want to ask you about Tua in Miami and whether or not, because that team kind of almost feels playoff ready. Flores has done a hell of a job. Did they make the right choice in switching over to Tua?
Conventional wisdom says no, but here's what you got to ask yourself if you're Miami. Are we a Super Bowl team this year? And the answer to that is probably no. So if you're Miami, here's what you got to figure out this year then. Okay, can we stay with Fitzpatrick, maybe win the East, maybe get into the first round of the playoffs? Are we going to be any deeper than that? Probably not. So what did we gain besides a little bit of success?
Yeah.
I think the ultimate goal is to win a championship. And so in order to do that, they got to figure out what they have in Tua. And here's the reason why. They're going to have Houston's pick this year. Houston's pick is probably going to be top 3 or 4. If Tua is the answer, now you use that pick a certain way. If Tua is not the answer, you got to go back and you got to go quarterback. So they got to figure out what they got in Tua. And it sounds like counterproductive to say you have a playoff team, but we're not going to take advantage of it. You're going to sacrifice short-term success for long-term stability, but that's kind of what you got to do when you're Chris Greer, the GM.
Boog, I'm sorry to box you in with a minute left on this because I was very curious on your thoughts. What do you do if you're LSU? What are your thoughts on LSU, and what's your message to your program?
Well, I've sent my message, and the people that need to know it. But here's what I will say: it was embarrassing what happened on Saturday, and I think there has to be a reckoning inside the locker room. And I know it sounds really dramatic because we're 9 months removed from a national championship, but when you talk about sustained excellence and sustained success, then you can't have the low lows. And I think right now we all knew this year was going to be not as good as last year, but you didn't expect Auburn to beat you 48-11 when Auburn is probably a middle of the pack team. And to me, this comes right back to the guy that's making all the money, Coach Ed Orgeron. Because if we can pat you in the back for the job that you did last year, then you got to be able to take some of the bullets when it's not going so well. And there are rumblings of team chemistry. There are rumblings of culture. All those are things that come back to the head coach, and he's got an answer for that. Defensively, I get it. The safeties are terrible. Guess what? You got to deal with the guys that you recruited. You got to coach them up better. That comes down to Bo Pelini and Corey Raymond. I think both of those guys have good coaching pedigree. Now it's time for you to go out and coach the guys up. But at the end of the day, guys, here's what it boils down to. And I said this a couple months ago. There are teams on LSU's schedule that are going to try to embarrass them. Auburn was up 30, and they threw a 90-yard touchdown pass because Gus Malzahn wants to embarrass LSU. After the video that was posted after the Alabama game, Nick Saban will hang 70 on LSU if he can. So where is the pride of the program at? Like, that's what I'm looking for next week. I don't know if LSU's talented enough right now to beat Alabama, but where is the pride that should stand up in that locker room, being a defending national champion? Yeah, you're going to probably start a freshman at quarterback next week. Nobody's expecting you to beat Alabama, but where is the damn pride at? Like, where is the pride in your program to go out and compete? And I think that boils down to the seniors, the people in that locker room, and more importantly, it comes down to the head coach, because every team is a direct reflection of the coaching staff, and the coaching staff is a direct reflection of the head coach. And I think it all comes down to Ed Orgeron, and can he get his team to respond against Alabama? Because are we expecting you to beat Alabama? Let's be honest. I don't think anybody in America is expecting that. Are we expecting you to go out and compete your ass off? Absolutely. So that's what I'm looking for.
Have a good week. Have a good call this weekend on television. We'll see you and talk next Wednesday.
I will do. And T-Bob, I'm getting on the Peloton right now, so I will set a standard for you to try and achieve, good buddy.
Hey, I'm getting closer, Boog. I'm closing the gap.
Golden Oreos. Close out hour one next.
Off the Bench with Kalata and T-Bob.
Brought to you by Central Plumbing Company, online centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. You can find them there. Remember, if you need residential or commercial plumbing services, get in touch with Jay Payne, Zach Payne, Brandon LeBlanc today. In fact, if you need a full home generator, and they can sell and install you one today, online centralplumbing.org or 925-8552.
925-8552, centralplumbing.org. Any plumbing issues that you have, doesn't matter. Complex, simple, drain that won't drain, water squirting out of the pipe randomly, sink won't work, toilet won't flush. Whatever it is, Central Plumbing is a one-stop plumbing shop, and they can see it. They can fix it all because they've seen it all. They've been in business for 4 decades, y'all. And when you look at the humble beginnings of Central Plumbing back in the late 70s and look at where they're at now, you only experience that sort of growth if your customers are consistently satisfied and they know who they trust and who they want to work with next time they have a plumbing issue. I call them for anything and everything. 925-8552, centralplumbing.org.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Auctioner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but 2 NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast.
On Game Time tonight from Louis Cafe. That's right, for 80 years. Breakfast and lunch 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just outside the north gates of LSU. Election? Maction. Tonight, Game Time, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, we went super long with books, so this is going to be about 30 seconds worth of content for you. We're getting you set up for the second hour. Would you rather Wednesday, 8:15, spoken like a true married man there.
Yeah, hey.
8 a.m. this morning, 8:15. 8:15, would you rather get the scenarios inside the Bayou Ford chat app, and then at 8:30 this morning, Will Wade will stop in and talk LSU basketball as the Tigers are looking forward to the season cranking up at the end of November. The SEC should be putting out schedules sometime soon, so we'll ask Coach Wade on an update there.
I mean, it's the greatest sentence that a married man can hear. Can we make this quick? How quick can we? I'm like, hey.
You're damn right we
talking.
can.
You're in my wheelhouse now. Let's do this thing.
How's
Let's knock
15
this
seconds
out.
sound?
I'm
Hour
going to
two
blow your
next.
mind with how fast this is.
I'm done.
Off the Bench with Collada and T-Bob.
Brought to you daily by the Ochsner Sports Medicine Program. Remember, they've got 3 locations in all of the listening areas over in Covington, on the North Shore, in New Orleans, on Clearview Parkway, and right here in Baton Rouge over at the Grove. All state-of-the-art facilities. If you're looking to get back into the game, if you're a weekend warrior, an ancient athlete, or even a professional athlete, as you see the relationships that Ochsner has with both the New Orleans Pelicans and the New Orleans Saints. If you look around on Friday night sidelines and high schools locally, you see Ochsner everywhere. Online, Ochsner.org.
Ochsner.org, Ochsner.org. If you do get injured, the MRI machine over there at the Grove here in Baton Rouge is unbelievable. Figure out exactly what's going on. Non-surgical options are unlike anywhere else. Pre-op, post-op, during the operation, everything top-notch. No stone left unturned when it comes to maximizing your potential and your recovery. Also, want to get bigger, stronger, faster? Check out Ochsner Performance Training. Go to Ochsner.org today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy,
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens. Make that thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Wednesday, November 4th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see sunny skies with a high of 77. In case you missed hour one of the show, catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com, brought to you by Carriages. Still to come on Off the Bench, we have the latest edition of Would You Rather Wednesday, and LSU head basketball coach Will Wade stops by at 8:30. Follow today's show on Twitter at OTB_ESPN. Watch live over at the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel. Interact inside the Bayou Ford chat. And make sure you're subscribed to the Off the Bench and Off the Bench Overtime YouTube channels. Set your notifications. New content is posted daily. Hour number 2 of OTB starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hour 2 off and at it off the bench, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN Radio in New Orleans, 94.7 ESPN Alexandria. Online at 1045ESPN.com. Hit us on YouTube, 1045 ESPN station. Make sure you are subscribed and notified to all of the platforms over there on YouTube, whether it's OTB, Hanging with Hester, AFR, and at 1045 ESPN. Hour 2, we'll talk basketball with Will Wade.
So I'm doing some digging with Nick Underhill and Mike Thomas stuff. Shout out Nick. He's
Do you want to
very
jump
in
on
the
real
know.
quick?
New Orleans on football. I can ask him. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. New Orleans football. Go sign up for the site. But Nick says that, okay, so it is not 100%. There's a chance that Thomas plays on Sunday. But he has been told that it is not a cover. It is all about the hamstring. It is the hamstring injury that he suffered in the comeback from the ankle injury. It's not just the hamstring is not made up to cover some sort of deeper drama. Yes, Mike Thomas was upset, and so were the Saints when everything went down. Obviously, they suspended him for a massive game. What's holding him back now, though, is purely physical. So hopefully he can get that hamstring right for Sunday because they're going to need him on Sunday night against that very good Tampa team.
That's good news.
That is good news. I mean, you want to talk about trying to beat that front seven. You want to talk about beating that front seven. Yeah, if you're going to overcome Devin White and company, Mike Thomas could obviously help out more than any other player on this roster.
All right, if you missed hour one, remember you can catch it brought to you in compliments of Carriages of Baton Rouge. Carriages brings back all of our sound here on Off the Bench. Make sure you are subscribed and notified for all of our on-demand stuff that you can get to. Billy Napier, head coach of the UL Raging Cajuns, stopped by at 7:15, gave us an outlook for this weekend's game for the Cajuns, a rivalry game between Arkansas State. That'll be over at Lafayette. In Lafayette at Cajun Field on national television, 11 a.m. on ESPNU. We also talked to Booger McFarland about the NFL and got his thoughts on LSU, some strong words for the LSU football program from the former All-American and number one overall pick or first-round pick for the Tampa Bay Bucks back in the late 90s as Boog stopped by here and gave his thoughts on LSU presently. If you didn't catch it, it's pretty good. And coming up, like we said, we will turn and talk to Will Wade as LSU basketball and the rest of college basketball gets set to go at the end of November. We'll ask Coach Wade an update on his schedule as we anticipate the SEC to publish the schedules here pretty soon, maybe by the end of the week. What'd you think about what Book had to say about LSU?
I mean, look, I think that he is absolutely right? Like a step back is understandable. The abject disaster that this season has not, it is not. Like, that is not excusable. And what I mean by that is not that, that everything is ruined, because as I laid out yesterday, I've actually come around that I think if you weather this short-term storm and if you can keep recruiting together, which it seems like they're doing a good job of doing, then the lumps you were taking in the short term will pay off in the long term the same way they did with the Young 2017. So it's not to say that, like, everything is done, but it still makes what's happening in the short term inexcusable. And what I think Boog means, what I would agree with, is that what it means to me is you have to do the same things you did after that loss to Troy, the same things you did when you struggled in Ole Miss. It's something that has been one of Coach O's greatest attributes as a head football coach, especially later in his career, is the ability to self-scout, tell the truth Monday, be fully honest with yourself, and ask where you need to improve. And obviously, he's not going to come on the radio and just say all of that. He's not going to give you the full idea of where he thinks this is. He's going to have his coaches back, the other sort of things like that. But he still has been pretty honest, about as honest as you can be in that situation. But I mean, look, Boog's right. This isn't. So Larry Holder had has an article in The Athletic today, and it's not just that LSU is a bad defending national champion. LSU is on the cusp, Jordy, of maybe being the worst defending national champion ever. Or, definitely in the top 10. In fact, if you look, and like I said, this is all from a Larry Holder article, in The Athletic, the ESPN S&P Plus, which Bill Connolly made, analytics, right? They have turned on LSU. LSU right now has just a 20% chance of finishing 5-5.
That is
or
crazy.
Better.
Like, where do people see the wins on this LSU
but that's why it's
schedule?
a 20. But that's why it's a 20% chance. Well, I mean, it would be definitely Arkansas and Ole Miss, and then you stumble into one of the others, right? They have a 38% chance of going 4-6. So that is most likely. That makes, but to your point, Jordy, a 33% chance of going 3-7. So 3-7 and 4-6 are the much more likely options. And
what's
when
the
you
number
look,
on 2-8?
I don't know on 2-8. I know that you have a 9% chance of losing out compared to a 3% chance of winning out. So obviously losing out more likely. LSU, though, it's pretty wild when you talk about how impressive this is. Here are a list of the defending Natty champions that have finished 500 or worse. It was 1875 Yale, who finished 2-2 the next year. It's 1913 Penn State, 1919 Michigan, 1923 Princeton, 1929 Georgia Tech, 1934 Michigan, 1939 TCU, 1950 Notre Dame, 1967 Michigan State. So it drives home a couple of things. Now, first off, partially this is influenced because back then you didn't have these cupcake games, right? You were scheduling. It was kind of like the season is this year. But I think also back in those days, college football was more of a Wild West where teams maybe weren't set up for the long-term success. I think in the modern era of football, building the program that it takes to win a national championship means that it is exceedingly rare that when you build a program high enough to have that level of success that you fall so flat on your face the next year it is. So the fact that the last time a defending national champion was 500 or worse was 1967 should give you an idea of just how poor this season has been. It was Michigan State who went 3-7 the year after. How about this? So I mentioned that 1919 Michigan team. Well, they win the national championship. The next year they go 3-4. They lose to Minnesota. And I love this bit of sports writing because this is exactly what LSU fans are hoping will happen against Alabama. Listen to this. Old sports writing is the best. From 1919. This is a Minnesota beat writer writing about them beating Michigan. After countless years of anxious waiting, of vain endeavor, and hopeless plotting, they came back to Michigan today on Ferry Field and gave the men of Fielding Yost one of the most artistically thorough lickings ever handed to the well-respected band of Husky Wolverines. What are the defeats by Illinois and Iowa? What do they amount to compared with the honor and glory attained by trampling upon the maize and blue of Michigan, of grinding Yost's pupils beneath the ponderous score in a game that was Minnesota's practically start to finish? Nothing, say we. And every Minnesota rooter should feel the same way about it. So that is all to say, like, what our loss is to Mississippi State and Missouri, they don't matter at all. If you can somehow pull it out this weekend and trample on that crimson the same way Minnesota did 100 years ago against Michigan, I just don't think it's going to happen because in this story, LSU is Michigan. So yes. That's a bit unfortunate.
Musso, will you and Hunt Palmer be camped out at the box this afternoon? You looking for a vantage point?
No, I'm actually not.
Purple and Gold World Series?
At the moment.
No?
Nope.
No enthusiasm over there
No,
for Purple and Gold World Series?
There's enthusiasm.
Coming up last hour, we're going to have Musso give us his 5 things that he's watching in this Purple and Gold World Series. So look forward to that in the OT. Let's talk about the Alabama game real quick. How...
Yeah, real quick.
How motivated is Alabama going to be to bury LSU?
Very motivated. Like, they are extremely motivated. See, I'm telling you that this is going to be Alabama. They have circled this game from everything that happened last year in Tuscaloosa to the piece of video that came out in the locker room after winning that game to what the head coach said.
Roll Tide what?
Roll Tide what? Bleep you. We're going to out-recruit them. We're going to outplay them. We're going to and when we get Roll Tide what? Bleep you. That's probably playing in that facility on loop right now. The recruiting wars, just everything that has gone into the offseason of LSU being the national champs. I got to imagine even for Nick Saban, who never plays these games or never allows you to see inside of himself playing these games where he gets motivated by himself to go out and prove a point. I would imagine that Saban has seen the way that LSU has victory lapped this 2019 national championship, whether it be with with all of the social media, with all of the highlight videos, the 60 Minutes presentations, the books being published. That he's probably sitting back and saying, let me go make an example out of this crew. And I anticipate him to do the same type of things that Gus Malzahn was doing to LSU last week, calling timeout in the fourth quarter to set up a pass to throw the ball when you're up 4 touchdowns. Yeah. That's that's where it is. I mean, that's the feeling of LSU. And that's the revenge that other teams want. And I think that nobody wants more revenge than Alabama. And not only the Alabama fan base and the people around Alabama, I think it's inside that locker room. I think it's the coaches. I think it's the players. So
I think what sucks, too, is normally in this game, let's take away last year. If you look at the losing streak, the majority of the years, you could at least convince yourself you had a chance. I mean, you were still pretty good, right? You were still a good team. You're still ranked. You're still all of these things. This is the first year where I just don't even know how you could craft an argument that you will win on the field.
And what's more concerning is the way that LSU, the way that they react on the field. Like a lot of people are talking about that Auburn game where it was close for 12 minutes. It felt like LSU was playing pretty good defensively, but once they got knocked in the face, once they got punched, they folded.
Yeah.
They caved.
The fumble was the pick was the first kind of haymaker landed, got him a little wobbly. The fumble had him teetering on the edge, some people calling for the fight, and then the 99-yard drive just completely bodied him, and they just never got up off the mat again.
And didn't want to.
Yeah, they didn't want
right?
to. Yeah,
like I mean, they had
it hurt, and they didn't want any more of that pain.
They had no will or desire to get back out there and fight. And if you have that mentality, if that's the mindset, and for me, T, when I look at a team like that, and you're talking about that after the 6th week of the season, it's too far gone. That's why I struggle to really find a win on this schedule. I still believe that Arkansas with Sam Pittman, they're better coached at this point. They're a better
could be better
team.
coached. I think they are better coached, but the talent gap
That's
is still
fine.
massive.
But T, if you don't have the motivation behind these talented guys, the talent means zero. If they're going to give up after one play or they're going to shut it down mentally after they get kicked in the teeth one time, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you've got a top 3 pick or if you've got an undrafted free agent type talent. It makes no issue about the 5 stars or the 1 star. If you got a team that collectively is pushing together, you know this. But I'm not preaching. I'm not preaching to you. I'm just. I'm saying,
agree with you in that. Like my greatest concern long term remains. I just don't know how I feel about Pelini's ability, even when he has top level stock talent again in that cupboard. Because I feel like he's been a net negative on that side of the ball in terms of dragging down the talent. Like, will it just be the same, but when you have better talent, it looks better? So, yeah, I mean, I have these same kind of concerns when it comes to the level of coaching this team. It's just that football never quite works out how you expect it to, and I will not pick LSU to win again because they're too inconsistent to do so. But I'm also not going to crown Arkansas and Ole Miss just yet. I mean, Ole Miss is still very bad as well. They're exciting. And you like where they are. Like, they're a team that is being same thing with Arkansas. They're both being coached above their talent. And that's why they feel so much better. Well, but they're still actually not better teams.
And I felt really good about the Ole Miss game 3 weeks ago when you could offensively get off the bus and you could score, right? But if you can't score and this defense, you take this defense anywhere, I mean, they can't stop Little Jay's team on a Saturday morning, much less Ole Miss.
Little Jay's out there beasting those sons. I mean, I don't know.
Put him in.
Look, I mean, how are you going to stop Alabama? I think the offensive problems, I mean, so much is going to come down to the O-line. It's why you look so good against South Carolina, why you look so poor against Auburn. Obviously, once you get Brennan back, that helps mitigate how tied in your level of success is to the offensive line because he has more of the playbook to work with, and he can make some plays that the younger guys aren't ready to make yet.
Would you rather Wednesday next?
Off the Bench with Jordy Culotta and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Donaldsonville Glass and Body. DGBauto.com is where you can find Donaldsonville Glass and Body online, or you can get to them at 415 Division Street. Remember, that's where they've been located for over 40 years. They want to help you with collision repair today. If you've been in an accident, your car needs to be moved from the accident site. They offer 24-hour towing. They'll bring it to 415 Division Street, make the repair, and then get it back to you. Online, DGBauto.com.
DGBauto.com, DonaldsonvilleGlassandBody.com. Remember, you get in an accident, the insurance company cannot tell you where to go. The police cannot tell you who gets to tow. The answer to both is the one-stop shop. It's Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Because when you get in an accident, they will pick up your car. They will tow it for free back to their facilities. The collision repair work that they do is second to none. The body shop's incredible. I'll put that on everything. Best in the state. And then, so after they fix it, then they'll drop it back off to your house for free. Convenience of the highest order. Go to DonaldsonVilleGlassandBody.com today.
Saints coverage, Chiefs, Cowboys, Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday Night Football. From the opening kickoff to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, the NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Auctioner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. We'll look ahead to the weekend in the SEC with Russ Mitchell of College Football News. Saints getting ready for the Bucs. How's Mike Thomas's hamstring? We're talking about it 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, would you rather
Relax,
Wednesday?
Nick. Relax, Nick. It's all good, dude. Made nothing by last year. Talking to Coach Saban. Just putting it out there. I know he's a big listener to the show. LSU meant nothing by last year. It was all in good fun. There's no need to take out any anger on us next weekend.
Too little, too late. On the from the Baton Rouge crowd, as Saban and Alabama are gearing up for a road trip to Baton Rouge next weekend, and where they will take on the LSU Tigers. That'll be a 5:00 kickoff for you between LSU and Alabama inside of Tiger Stadium. We will have all that coverage for you.
We got two good Would You Rathers coming in. That's what I'm giggling about. So you want to dive into it?
Yep. Here we go. Would You Rather Wednesday, latest edition.
That's how winning is done.
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out.
Would you
I was just
rather
gonna accept
Wednesday weekend winners? A lot of W's. Alliteration
my
got
brain
me there,
is
guys.
so broken that I was just going to accept it that was the right answer.
rather be?
Now, what superpower would you rather have? The question is, would you rather date the blind or the deaf?
Would you rather drown or be burned alive?
Would you rather be overpaid or underrated?
Rather you just said thank you and went on your way.
All right, let's do it. Would you rather Wednesday? This is would you rather see the cockroach while ordering your meal or while eating your meal?
See it while ordering.
While ordering?
Depends. Is it in my meal?
It's not in your meal. It's just in the restaurant.
Then I don't care.
I'm kind of with you as well, Moose. This goes back to, I'm not going to put the place on blast publicly, but this goes back to a place where I went to eat one time, and as we were in line, I saw two, just dinosaur roaches basically having a battle for supremacy. I think I saw one roach like rip the arm off of the other one and just stab it into his chest. It was unbelievable.
Now I will say that might impact my decision to go back there, maybe, but it's not going to stop me if I'm already eating or if I've already ordered.
We are of like mind because I just took it as the ambiance. I was like, okay, that's cool. And I ordered the food. It was actually very good, but I actually have never wanted to go back, and neither is my wife.
The optics are bad, but not bad enough to make me just quit eating.
Neither is my wife. She was not happy. Would you rather forget who
Did you tell
you
the manager?
No. Like I said, I was accepting this was part of the ambiance a bit. Would you rather? I think if you told the manager, be like, what? Like, get out of my face right now. Would you rather?
Gotta see the kitchen.
Forget, exactly. Ignorance is bliss. Would you rather forget who you are every time it rains? Just completely forget who you are, or never be able to remember why you walked into a room. One of the worst feelings ever.
Oh, God.
When you walk in a room and you all of a sudden find yourself like, what am I doing here?
That is the worst.
That is bad.
Then again, it rains here a lot. Dealing with constant amnesia would also make your life incredibly difficult. These are both horrible. I guess I'll forget why I walked into a room.
Oof.
But is that just a constant loop then? Of you go into the room, then you leave the room, then you go back
Walking
into the
in
room?
circles.
It's just,
I mean, do you ever remember? That's the question.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, whatever.
That one's terrible.
Yeah, give me every time it rains, I guess, and I'll just live as a constant amnesiac, I suppose. Anybody else?
I guess. I mean, yeah.
I mean, well, wait. If you forget why you walk into the room, I mean,
I don't know how you function.
Yeah,
I don't know how you
I don't
function
know.
either one. Oh, well, would you rather meet your favorite fictional character or your favorite musician?
Musician.
Who would it be? You know?
Prince.
Okay. Moose, what about you?
Might be a little tough these days, but that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I'd probably go musician too.
Danny, what about you?
Musician.
I think I'm actually with y'all. And you know that I love my fictional characters, but like most of them would actually not be that tight to hang out with in real life, right? Like Aragorn, he's awesome.
How
but
cool
if you were
would
to
it be
hang
to hang
out
out
in
with
real life,
Prince?
he's like so serious.
We
And he's
played
like,
basketball and then ate pancakes.
we're in a battle for good versus evil, T-Bob. We don't have time to get drinks. So yeah, no. Give me the musician. Who would it be? Josh Groban. I'd want to hang out with Josh Groban. Would you rather every time you laugh, milk comes out your nose, or every time you yawn, someone sticks a finger in your mouth?
Oh, that's one of the worst.
Disgusting.
I
Both
like
are
laughing
terrible.
too much.
Yeah.
I take the finger in the mouth.
Yeah, finger.
It sucks, but I take the finger in the mouth. I mean, you're not getting dirty at that point. If I'm laughing and snorting up milk, I'm getting my clothes dirty. You got
That
to
is-
change constantly.
Stick your finger in my mouth again and see what happens.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Is it just like a floating finger, or is it just a random person they just feel compelled all of a sudden just be like, bloop? It's gross. Would you rather be responsible for pulling Jimmy Ott out of a casino or T-Bob out of a Chinese buffet?
Well, see, I don't really think you pull either of those people out of those two places. I think they just leave on their own time when they're ready.
I'd like to wingman both.
Yeah, you make a good point, Moose, and it's where my head is at as well. Is I will eventually tuck her out at the buffet, and I will tuck her out probably 72 hours before you would feel Jimmy Ott starting to tuck her out.
Yeah.
If he was given unlimited casino time, so I think the answer is probably it's going to be easier to pull me out of the buffet.
I have witnessed an Ott
Bender
casino bender that has lasted afternoons and evenings into mornings and days, where you wonder just what is this guy made of? What are you functioning on? What does your body roll off of, bro? Is that diesel fuel that you got coming out of the veins, man? I mean, it's
the legend.
He is a legend. I think that Ott would invite a would you rather scenario like this to go head to head with T-Bob at a Chinese buffet to see him just sit at a craps or a blackjack table for 72 straight hours.
Would you rather lose to Ole Miss or Arkansas?
Or a sports book? Ole Miss. I mean, you know, like I guess it's easier probably with the Lane thing. I mean, Sam Pittman was almost a laughing stock 2 months ago. Now he might have the best coach team in the league outside of Tuscaloosa.
I love the Golden Boot. You know this. but I do not want to lose to Ole Miss. Their fans are too insufferable. I'd rather. I mean, it's the Hogs. Whatever, dude. Let Pittman and the Hogs get one. They're so much more likable than Kiffin and Ole Miss. So I would much rather lose to Arkansas.
I'd probably pick Arkansas as well.
Picking Ole Miss.
Oh,
they already lost. They already lost to Mississippi State. I mean,
yeah, you can't get swept by Mississippi.
You're right.
It's a sad state of affairs.
You can't have that happen.
It's like, how are we behind them in education now?
That is a low point.
Would you rather play Bama or cancel the rest of the football season?
Cancel. I'm
the rest
out.
of the football
For real?
season.
Are y'all being for real,
Yes.
though? Like, if we're being for real with this question.
I think
not joking.
I think that Ogeron, Panamsky, and the crew have their fingers crossed for a COVID outbreak next Tuesday.
I don't doubt that a lot of administrators and LSU higher-ups would want to do that, although the revenue loss could be even worse. What do you think?
That's why. No, that's why. I mean, I was joking. No, don't cancel the season. You need as much revenue as you can get.
But even outside of revenue, just as a fan,
I don't expect
I
don't expect 10,000 people at that game.
No, I mean
Really?
No,
not even
because
10?
you know that the average the average number of fans at the first two games was 11,000.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What, they didn't even hit the 25?
No. Those numbers they were putting out were a little fabricated. I mean,
Even the Mississippi State game?
The true numbers
Before we knew to be so upset?
Was an average of 11,000 per game. Now that you've got 2 weeks to sit on this thing, you realize where it is. You've got options. 10,000 over and under. I'd take the under. That might be the safest bet of the day.
Look, I'll still say the older you get, there's very few things that make you feel emotion. And LSU games still make me feel. And even if it's a terrible year, COVID has made me not take football for granted. I'll take my ass whooping against Alabama if we get to play the rest of the season.
You ride through the bad times to get back to the good times.
Thick and thin. No half-stepping. Loyal stuff here. Jordan,
anything else?
Would you rather Little J play LSU basketball or LSU football?
LSU basketball, solely because of the press conference that Lane Kiffin had this week. He saw something on the practice field where had his freshman tight end paralyzed for a couple of hours before he was airlifted to a Jackson, Mississippi hospital and got movement in all of his But that stuff is scary, man. That is scary.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Would you rather LSU football win out and basketball misses the tourney?
No.
Or
at this point,
LSU football goes 3-7 and basketball makes the Final Four.
3-7, give me the Final Four run.
Yeah, I mean, the football season.
Football season's over.
All you really want to see them is make a little bit of improvement. Yeah. Wins and losses do not matter.
I'm not even looking for the improvement on the field. I just want some pride. Dude, you care?
That would be great too.
Do you care?
Okay, but if you win out, that's 7-3 with the Bama win. Are we really thinking about this, boys? That's pretty tight.
T, give me the next season.
It's pretty tight.
You been on a Final Four run in this town?
I have not.
Buckle up.
Give me Final Four.
Will Wade next. Boot up.
Off the bench with Kalana and T-Bob.
Daily brought to you here on OTB every single day by All-Star Toyota.
Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota. Remember, get over there and check out the inventory. Brand new car inventory, pre-owned and certified inventory. You can all shop online, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, or stop in and check out the showroom. It is on the corner of Goodwood and Airline. They've been there since 2005. Great sales team. Collision department's open. Great service team all over at All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Join the All-Star family today.
All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Look, you need to you don't know where you want to go for your next vehicle. Let All-Star be your guide. My guy Richard Jones helped me find the minivan for the fam, and then unexpectedly, when a second vehicle was also needed, I did not think I was going to end up here at the beginning, but now I'm leasing a Camry, and I absolutely love it. So if you're worried about this process, you're feeling overwhelmed, let the good people at All-Star be your guide. Go check them out, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the...
On Game Time tonight from Louis Cafe. That's right, for 80 years, breakfast and lunch 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just outside the north gates of LSU. Election, Maction. Tonight, Game Time, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Jimmy Ott's game night will be must-listen radio. 6 Maction football games this evening.
Whoa.
My man is going to be on one this afternoon talking about who to play, who to stay off of, the totals, lock of the week. Look out, the Otter coming at you 6 to 8 o'clock. A lot of people around here this fall has a lot of people around here asking, is it basketball season yet?
Yep.
It almost is, people. Just stay a little patient as Coach Willie Wade and the crew are going to tip this thing off at the end of November, and they are loaded. The schedule and is supposed to be coming out later this week. We'll talk to Coach Wade about it here as he joins us now on Off the Bench. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Doing good. Earlier this week, your point guard, Javonte Smart, announced the Bob Cousy Award watch list. He is a Baton Rouge native going into his 3rd season. What are your expectations for Smart?
Well, it's always great when when you get an honor like that, be recognized as one of the top 15 point guards in the country going into the season. I think he'll be at least that and better than that. He's been really good, really consistent for us. We have a pretty intense shooting drill that we do, and he had his best score ever on Monday. He made 100 out of 108 threes for us.
Damn.
You're moving now. This is not
Wait, what?
stationary. This is not stationary threes. You're on the move. You're moving on and out, in and out, and getting at a different spot. So he's really shooting it well. He's been taken over at some points in practice. His leadership's been great. His unit won our unit last week, so very excited about him. Just how well he's been playing, and how well he's grasping things on film and learning and continuing to get better.
I want to go over your defensive installation because I know that was a point of emphasis for you in the offseason. But, Coach, if he's shooting it like that and you got Cam added to the mix along with Trendon coming back and Darius, you got to be really looking forward to your offense this season, huh?
Yeah, I got sometimes I just got to stay out of the way of the offense, and we'll be all right if I just stay out of the way. So it's funny. I kind of feel like this with our offense. I went to a high school practice a long time ago, and I was the head coach at Chattanooga. He was a high school coach in the state of Tennessee, and he had a loaded team. And he ran 3-on-2, 2-on-1 for an hour, and then he scrimmaged for another hour. He walked over to me. He said, "Coach," he said, "I bet you're wondering what in the world am I doing?" I said, I've never quite seen a practice like this. He said, I could coach him. I could coach him a lot, and we wouldn't be nearly as good.
Just stay out of the way.
Instead, I've got great players. I'm just going to let them play, and they're going to play together, and we'll be all right. So that's probably some wise advice I should take on the offensive side of things. But we really have probably spent more time on defense than we've spent in our 3 years here combined in the preseason. I think we've got a really good philosophy. I think we'll be quite a bit better, which is that's not a huge stretch to say that from how poor we've been. But I think we've got a great philosophy. Coach Nickelberry and Coach Armstrong have extensive backgrounds in the type defense we're running, the type things that we're doing, and so I feel like we're on the right track. Our guys. Part of it is too. Your guys got to believe in it. Your guys got to believe in what you're doing. You guys have to know what you're doing. They have to know what's important. If we'd asked our guys the last couple of years, what are the 3 most important things on our defense, they'd have given 15 different answers. If you ask them right now, they can tell you exactly what's most important for us defensively, and that's 1 through 15 on our roster. And so I think we've got a good philosophy. I think they believe in it, and I think we're coaching it well and teaching it well. And but I'm hopeful it's going to show up on the court. I feel good about that.
Your season was obviously affected while it was happening at the SEC tournament. So it's been an extended break for you. I know that your season and your schedule's not too thrown off, but it'll be a late start for your group. How have you used the time away and the long time with your group to maybe recalibrate and reinstitute some of the things that you were working on when you got the job to now come in and reaffirm those principles to your program?
Yeah, let's be honest. We lost our way a little bit last year. We weren't nearly where we needed to be last year, and there's a bunch of reasons for that, and none of them matter. It starts with me, and I just think we lost our edge a little bit. Kind of what we had built in the 2 years before that with our culture, the way we go about things, we really slipped. And I know that sounds crazy. We came in second place and still had a pretty good year, but it wasn't where we needed to be. And this allowed us to recalibrate and kind of start from scratch and start over. Everybody talks about, you've got these 8 or 9 new guys, but that's good because they weren't here for the year before, and they all they know is what we've done now. And the new guy or the returners knew that things weren't exactly how they wanted it to be or exactly how we needed to be. And so, we were able, the break gave us an opportunity to recalibrate and get back to our roots and get back to doing what we were doing when we got here with our toughness and just the way we handle things.
Coach, and I guess so I have something kind of along the same lines there. So you mentioned the new guys, maybe that helps things to keep from stagnating, but what about just to you and your staff and the guys who have been there? Like when I look at your tenure here and I think about the emphasis on the 6-minute game and Greg Graber and everything y'all do with mindfulness and mental preparedness and getting guys ready for these big stages, that's all very forward thinking, right? But you have established now over a few years. During this offseason, how do you look to continue to evolve those kind of concepts?
Well, we've taken that stuff to a whole new level. we've really spent more time on the mental aspects of things, because I think, being mentally tough and being able to overcome things this year is going to be of even more importance with everything we got going on. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs with the season, and so with Joel Fish, with Bruce Buggs, with Greg Graber, we call it our high performance team. Our guys are meeting with them even more, spending more time with them, working through things mentally, and so that was part of the overhaul I talked about with Jordy. I think we've done a good job with our staff. We added a guy, Vernon Hamilton, who played for us when we were at Clemson, the assistant to the head coach. He's done a hell of a job. He's been a real big help for us. We moved LeBrent Walker up, who was one of our GAs. We have a lot of very, very, very good people behind the scenes that make this thing go, and we've been able to upgrade in those areas and really and really help our guys out and be able to spend more time with our guys and make sure we're taking care of their needs and getting them better on the court, and making sure we're moving them forward off the court with the mental team. Some of the administrative guys that we have, Tyrone Green in our video department, he's working overtime, doing a great job. We've got some unbelievable graduate assistants. So we have a really, really good, high functioning organization, which we had for the first couple of years. Last year, it really kind of fell off a little bit, but we were able to get it back. And it's not easy to get it back, and it's a credit to our people and Trendon, Javante, and Days, Hyatt, Charles Manning, those guys that really they recognize that we need to get it back. They recognize there need to be changes, and they were open to what I wanted to do.
Yeah, and as a player, I just can't help but be a bit jealous that they have those kind of resources, especially in a sport like basketball, where clutch situations present themselves so much. It's just got to be so nice to kind of have that base from which to build on. So something much less philosophical, much more simple here, Coach. When's the new schedule come out?
Well, we've got 6 of the 9 non-conference games done. We're waiting on the MTE. We've got a Zoom call today on the MTE. We've got a preferred place, and we've got a couple backups maybe.
Update them what the MTE is.
MTE is a multi-team tournament, so it's basically we're looking for 3 games over 3 or 4 days to start the season, or 4 or 5 days to start the season, and so that's what we're that's what we're gunning for. That's what we're looking for, and we've been locked into this thing at Nebraska, and that's where we're still locked in there right now. But we're waiting to get the details and the teams and the testing and some of that stuff. So as soon as we get that finalized, the non-conference schedule will be done. We actually added an extra home game to the non-conference schedule, so we've got 5 non-conference home games. We're going to have 4 non-conference neutral court games. So we added an extra home game, which will be good. And then the SEC schedule, from what I understand, should be out anytime, either later on this week or early next week. So we should, it's kind of weird being 3 weeks out from the start of the season and not having a schedule, but that's the times we live in these days.
Administration give you any update on fan capacity, what to expect there?
Well, I don't know how much they want me to say, but I don't, there will be, from what I understand, and I'm not the final say in any of this, but from what I understand, I think it'll be similar capacity-wise to football, which I think is about 25%, which puts it around 3,000 or so in the Assembly Center. The benches are going to be different. The benches are going to look like the NBA benches in terms of social distancing and spacing, and there's a lot of different things with timeouts. We're going to use iPads for stats instead of paper stats, and there's a lot of different things like that they've gone through. The planning and detail that Dan Gadsden and his group have done is really, really impressive. I was on a Zoom call with them last week going through just different things that I would never even dream about thinking about, but it'll certainly look different. It'll feel different. I just told them pipe up the music so you can't hear every word I say if there's only going to be 3,000 folks there.
Will Wade, LSU head basketball coach. One on a newcomer. I know we've asked you about Cam, we've asked you about Sharif and the rest of the crew. How about Jalen Cook, local kid out of Walker? What's he look like lately?
He's been tremendous. He's been tremendous. In fact, he just got out of the gym working out early this morning. He's one of our early morning workout guys. He gets in here every morning, 5 days a week, at about 7 a.m., 7:30, and gets in here and gets his work in and gets his shots up. So just really, really working hard. He's shooting it well. He's a tremendous defender. He's just going to grow as he continues to play and continues to get on the court and get more minutes. But he's a lockdown defender. He's shooting the ball at a high level. He can get in the paint. He's just been very consistent. He's a tremendous athlete. And there's some things, there's going to be some things that he's still got to learn about playing point guard and where to throw the ball and when to throw the ball. But he's such a quick learner. He watches film. He absorbs everything. He's totally bought in and totally just all into everything that's going on. And so, like any freshman, there'll be some growing pains, but we're going to grow with him because he's such a great person and such a hard worker and very, very diligent about what he does. So very, very excited about him. I was talking to his dad, Eric, the other day. I told him, I said, whoever rated him a 3-star, those people should be fired because they didn't know what the hell they were doing. But he's going to way outperform what people think. I'll tell you that.
You hear that, Embody? Will Wade's talking to you.
Wow, Billy.
All right, Coach. Congratulations on the on getting back on the floor. We are ready to watch you and your team play. Thank you for the time this morning.
We're ready to go, guys. Thanks. Boot up.
Yes, sir. There he is.
Coach, boot up.
Coach Will Wade checking in. We'll close that hour 2 next.
Off the bench with Kalana and T-Bob.
Brought to you daily by Go Roof. Online at GEAUXroof.com. Get in touch with the boys today to get that free professional estimate. Doesn't matter if you are a residential or a commercial customer. Go Roof is ready to get you today. Online, GEAUXroof.com or 927-8300. That is the number for your free professional estimate today. Residential, commercial roofing, and repairs, all online at GEAUXroof.com.
GEAUXroof.com, GEAUXroof.com, 927-8300. Free professional estimate. So you want to know exactly where your roof stands. Don't worry, you're not going to pay anything up front. Get in touch with them. They'll come out, check it out, give you a full, like we said, a full pre-professional estimate so you know exactly where you stand and you can make a fully informed roofing decision. They're a pleasure to work with. They're local guys. They're fun guys. But the quality of their work is some serious stuff. Jordy, what do you get when you work at Go Roof?
A beautiful new roof every single time.
Roof.
Off the bench, hanging with Esther and Annie. After further review and more are all live daily on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel. Subscribe now to interact with us inside the live chat driven by Bayou Ford.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Auctioner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but 2 NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. We'll look ahead to the weekend in the SEC with Russ Mitchell of College Football News. Saints getting ready for the Bucs. How's Mike Thomas's hamstring? We're talking about it 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, remember on-demand Carriages of Baton Rouge. Stop in and see Will and his crew over at Carriages if you are in and moving around the capital city. They're in the corner of Jefferson Highway and Old Hammond, right there in the Jefferson Shopping Center where they've been since 1982. It is freezing.
It's so cold.
It's a different type of cold.
I have a
here.
full heavy coat on today.
I really don't
I have like a
understand.
tight shirt up against me with a pullover.
Shout out Baby Blue pullover.
Yes, sir. I've got Task on Task too. This is Task on Task.
Okay, Egyptian cotton.
Yes. And I mean, I've got the long underwear on under the pants.
Like the Aaron Rodgers long johns,
Like the Nike tights.
Oh, okay, like the Nike tights. Yeah,
you know, so like tight to your
yeah.
body.
I wear those. I wear those quite a bit too.
And I'm freezing.
This thermometer
freezing.
says
I'm
70.
freezing.
This says 70 degrees.
And
There's
it's not
no
70.
way. There's no way.
This is my favorite jacket
false.
that I've ever had in my
Absolutely
entire
false.
life. I've had it for years.
70.
It was a
But
Christmas
this
gift.
is
40
wrong.
in here. Wrong.
It's incredibly nice. It's cashmere. It's the warmest thing I own, and I am bundled up in it, and I am still freezing.
I'm like bone chilling cold. Yes, like cold,
crazy,
bro.
dude.
Like freezing. It's
What is
almost
going on?
it's almost tough to talk without my teeth chattering.
It does kind of put me in a Christmas mood, though. I used to do this in high school. If I was craving Christmas during the fall when it was still warm outside, I would roll up all the windows of my car and just blast the AC on like 60 as low as I could get it to go and listen to Christmas music.
Why?
Just to try to get Danny gets it. Danny gets it. Just try to get a little bit of that feeling. It's just a little hit of that Christmas dopamine.
I would never intentionally make myself that cold. Like, that's just why.
I was shocked to find out that none of my Dungeons and Dragons group, nobody's into Christmas. Everybody to a man. I'm the only
Really?
Christmas fan in it. Yeah.
Wow, there's young. That's a young crowd.
I know.
How
Shout
are
out my
you
guy
not
Jada
into
Cody though.
Christmas?
He's in the D&D crew, and I went to my government taco for the grand open yesterday. It was fantastic. Brought the girls 6 tacos, queso, margaritas. It was awesome. Very cool aesthetic in government taco. I would go check it out.
Lindsay do got no love for Christmas?
Nope. Nor Trent,
Sheesh.
nor Jay. I know I'm putting you all on blast. I apologize. But
Wow.
Yeah. Poor nor Chuck.
What a crew
Not
on
even
Sunday
Chucky,
nights.
Not even Chucky Delicious.
Off
Hour
the
3
bench
next.
with Collada and T-Bob.
Secure Shredding and Recycling. Remember online, secureshreddingandrecycling.com. If you have hard drives you need to destroy, all you got to do is get in touch with Secure Shredding and Recycling. Mention Off the Bench, and they'll take the 2 off the top and destroy them for free. Online, secureshreddingandrecycling.com. Your document destruction specialist. They offer mobile shredding, drop-off shredding. Online, secureshreddingandrecycling.com.
SecureShreddingandRecycling.com. Secure Shredding and Recycling.com for all your document destruction needs. Why would you go anywhere else? They are the absolute best. As Jordy said, they are local to service his business. They're there to serve your needs. And they can do it in multiple different ways. Okay, they got drop-off points throughout our listening area. They have trucks they can send on site. They're really cool. They can actually destroy your documents on site, or for the biggest projects, their facilities, they can bring back there and take care of it. The bottom line is you can trust them. It's good for the environment. It's good for your business. It's good for everyone. So go to SecureShreddingRecycling.com, Secure Shredding Recycling.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, if not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. Wednesday, November 4th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 77. In case you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com, brought to you by Carriages. Coming up today on OTBOT, I don't know, we're talking a lot of different things. I didn't write anything down for this. We're talking a lot. Follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch live over at the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to the Off the Bench and Off the Bench Overtime YouTube channels as well. Set your notifications. New content is posted daily. OTBOT starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome in. OTBOT, final hour of the show. T-Bob, Musso, and Danny hanging out with you. Shout out to Musso and Danny, doing great work as always. Coming up on this hour of the show, we are going to look at this weekend of football. A couple huge college football games coming up. Want to talk about Georgia, Florida a bit this segment. Clemson, Notre Dame. Uangalele, what do you think?
No, I don't. Clemson's going to destroy them.
You've been listening to Moscona too much, you
No,
coward.
No. Notre Dame's just never really good. They're always a fraud. They are always fraudulent in this era of college football. And I see no reason why that should be false this year.
Well, I think
Clemson is very good. And Clemson already got their oops, we almost screwed ourselves game out of the way.
That is true.
So Notre Dame is done. They have no shot.
As Clemson does. And Uangalele, despite the struggles, actually looks pretty damn solid.
I'd be a little more nervous if there was going to be full capacity and the true freshman had to go on the road in this game. He has to go on the road, but the atmosphere's not going to be what it would be.
Hey, man. Touchdown Jesus. Miracles have happened. Catholics are hot right now. Shout out Pope Francis. It's all coming together. It's all a part of it. Exactly. Good point, Moose.
The Pope Francis meme.
Pope Francis memes are all over the place.
Everybody has him holding up different things.
Has there ever been a more perfect Pope meme than him holding up the final score with Notre Dame finally winning a big game? If it happens, you heard it here first. No, I mean, look, Musso does touch on everything that's on the line for Notre Dame this weekend, which is fighting against that exact idea that that's how they've been defined in this modern era. I mean, the closest that they got to one of these huge wins over a top-ranked team was the Bush push back in 2007. And since then, they've made big games, but they have never performed well in them. The other cool part, I think at least, about the Notre Dame game is that it's potentially the first of two, right? I mean, when you look at how the ACC is going to do it, and certainly with North Carolina faltering, I don't know who else would replace this. The ACC, you're going to play this game. At the end of the year, the best winning percentage and the second best winning percentage will then square up. And in all likelihood, I imagine it'll be these two teams again, right? I mean, do we see any other...
Miami.
I forgot about Miami. Okay.
Miami could easily end up in that game, I would think. I can get their schedule real quick.
Yeah, let's look at maybe look up their schedule. Also, Miami and Notre Dame don't play.
They do not. Miami is at NC State this weekend. Then they are at Virginia Tech, home versus Georgia Tech, at Wake Forest, and then at home versus North Carolina. They could win out.
Yeah, so if both teams went out, maybe if somebody could, maybe somebody in the chat could help us as well. If Miami and Notre Dame were to both win out, they'd both have their only losses being against Clemson, right? I wonder what if win percentage is tied. I wonder what the next tiebreaker is. I'm sure somebody could help us out. In fact, I have a couple of assignments that I want to give to the chat today. The second one here, I did not look up the answer to this. So I want to see how many we can get right. So Drew Brees and Tom Brady are, and this is from an ESPN tweet earlier. Drew Brees and Tom Brady are going toe-to-toe on Sunday, right? Sunday Night Football. It's going to be incredible. The hype is so real. Superstars all over the field. Shout out to these old guys. It's literally, very rarely do things live up to the hype, right? And you think about like stuff like Pacquiao, Mayweather, they didn't fight till they were old, all this stuff. Well, Brady and Brees now, they're old. There was a good chance that one of them could have completely fallen flat on their face this year. Saints are sitting there at 1-2. You could have sucked all the hype out of this matchup, but instead they proved to be the greats that they are. They're both holding it down. They're both winning games, 6-2, 5-2, NFC South on the line. It's fantastic from all angles. How about this thing? Drew Brees and Tom Brady have thrown a combined 1,121 touchdown passes, which is pretty unbelievable. They've thrown it to a combined 147 players. There are 8 players who have caught touchdowns, both from Drew Brees and Tom Brady. Who are the 8? I could only come up with one name off the top of my head that I know is right. Maybe 2? I only got one right now. Do y'all have any that jump out immediately?
Well, you have Ben Watson and Brandon Cooks.
I've Ben Watson. Oh, Brandon Cooks. Stuff. Forgot about Brandon Cooks. Okay, Moose. Okay, all I had was Ben Watson. Is Dante Stallworth in that group?
Stallworth didn't play with Drew Brees.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough. I would say Dan Arnold, but as we've said multiple times this football season, he's on the Cardinals. I figured just being named Dan Arnold and being like a solid white tight end that he would have at some point caught a touchdown from Tom Brady, but I'm not so sure. I wonder, has there been anybody in a Bucs uniform that he would have caught? No, I don't believe so.
No.
All right, so look, I don't want to sit here and just figure it out on air, but chat, don't look it up. Honor system, throw some names in there. Let's see if as a group by hour's end, we can find those 8 names, the 8 players. Good job, Musa. We need 6 more. Ben Watson, Brandon Cooks. Who are the other 6 players that would have caught touchdowns both from Tom Brady and Drew Brees? Now, let's talk a little Florida, Georgia. As we said, Notre Dame, Clemson coming up, and really the story simply is for Notre Dame, this feels like their best chance ever with a true freshman starting quarterback for Clemson. No number 1 overall pick in Trevor Lawrence. Notre Dame's playing football well right now. They're playing great defense. The offense leaves a lot to be desired, but they're doing enough to win. They're winning handily the games that they should. The bottom line is for like Notre Dame fans' psyche and just how we view them as a whole throughout the country. They need this, like Musso said, to break the stigma that has developed around them during modern college football. How about Georgia, Florida, though? Before we get into some of the questions on the game itself, speaking of crazy stats, you want to hear a crazy Florida stat? So Kyle Trask has thrown 18 touchdowns in 4 games. If you want to know why Florida moved away from Muschamp and McElwain, how about this? Those 18 touchdowns are more than Florida threw as a team on the entire season in 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, and 2017. Those 18 touchdowns are as many as they threw in 2014 and 2016. So think about this. Kyle Trask in 4 games has done what Florida did. He's thrown as many touchdowns as Florida as a team did in full seasons in 7 out of 8 years. If you look at that 8-year stretch of Florida football history, only 1 year did they beat the output that Kyle Trask has had through 4 games.
Is that all post Tebow? Did you say 2011?
No, yeah, 10, 11, 12, 13,
okay, so
17.
Yeah, okay, so that is all. That's all post-Tebow.
I believe that's all post-Tebow.
That's all
yes.
post-Tebow.
Well, because that's when the hardcore drop-off happened.
Right, yeah, that's when you end up with Jeff Driscoll and Jacoby Brissett.
But think about that. 8 years, and only one of those years did you do better than what Kyle Trask has done in 4 years. I bring that up because it speaks to Kyle Trask's success. It speaks to, that's why you hired Dan Mullen. That's why you went out and you got this good offense. Now, Florida's defense, look, this is a classic good on good, bad on bad, right? Florida's offense, spectacular. Georgia's defense, spectacular. Though, I was reading about the Bulldogs a little bit. They could potentially be down 5 starters on Saturday defensively, or at least down 3. So, little bit of a tip there into the Gator side of the equation. But great offense for Florida, great defense for Georgia, bad defense for Florida, bad defense for Georgia. Who will win those strength on strength, weakness on weakness matchups? For me, probably the biggest question of this game is, and it's going to be really fascinating for Kirby Smart how this works out, but can Florida outcoach the talent gap? So 247 does something where you can look at a roster and you look at where everybody on that roster was ranked, and it gives you the best composite ranking from a recruiting standpoint, like how much talent do you have currently on your team, not in future classes. UGA is number 1 in the country. Florida is 7th. Florida's 7th, still very good, very respectable. The reason why I bring it up though is because in the maybe it was Ari Wasserman or Struman, I was in the Athletic, but that gap, that 7-1 gap, I think Georgia has like 5 more 5 stars, 12 more 4 stars, something along those lines. That gap is about the same. It's very similar to the talent gap between Michigan and Ohio State, and we all know how that series has gone. Jim Harbaugh has consistently not been able to outcoach that talent gap. However, if there is someone who has made a career of punching up, it is Dan Mullen. And if there's someone in the SEC who you've maybe been most disappointed in by his in-game decisions and not maximizing his talent, I mean, is it fair to say that's Kirby Smart? When you look at some of the gaffes that he's had on these big stages, whether it's some of the 4th down decisions, some clock management decisions, I mean, it definitely feels like if anybody could outcoach that gap, that Dan Mullen would be well suited to doing so against Kirby Smart. And if he does, how bad then does that look for Kirby Smart? I also think that Andy Staples nailed it when he was breaking down this game on The Athletic. And I kind of, you'll appreciate this. does this game decide if Mullins' heel turn goes over? Right? Because, like, if Florida loses this game, it's the same old story. Dan Mullins' antics look just like that. They look like antics. But if you win this game, then the fans are behind it. Mullins the bad guy, and they love it. Good, come at us. We'll embrace that villain role. I mean, everything about Dan Mullins' heel turn and how we view it hinges on Saturday's game. Will this be like when Hulk let Andre the Giant, or will this be like when Andre the Giant put Hulk over? Didn't he famously back in the day? Andre the Giant let Hulk Hogan beat him and essentially kind of started the legend of Hulk Hogan. I'm wondering, this feels like it could be that sort of moment for Dan Mullen. Think about it, he wins the game.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying from like a heel perspective.
Fine, doesn't matter at that point.
The heel eventually needs a big win, but you don't always. If you're good enough, you can get heat regardless.
He can get
and
heat.
I think Dan Mullen in Florida can get heat regardless.
Exactly. Artificial
They already
heat.
embrace the villain role.
Exactly. But how you get respect on a national scale and don't become a laughingstock is by being the villain and then winning. And so if he can go take care of his Saturday, he breaks all the, Florida losing to Georgia in recent years that's been happening. He puts himself in the driver's seat to win the SEC East, to play for an SEC championship. Maybe even play off all of these other things. Dan Mullen's heel turn on the line this Saturday. Kirby Smart's coaching ability on the line this Saturday. Stetson Bennett playing quarterback in another massive game happening this Saturday. I mean, if you're a Florida fan, you got to feel good about Kyle Trask for Stetson Bennett. And I don't care about any other elements of the team. If you just line those up, Gators fans, you got to be pleased. All right, so we'll continue to break down this game as the weekend approaches, but I'm fascinated to watch it. I cannot wait. Again, who are the 6 other players that both Drew Brees and Tom Brady have thrown touchdowns to? You got another one?
David Patton.
Whoa. I don't even think I know when David Patton played for the Saints.
David Patton is one of them.
David Thomas. I don't know if you remember the tight end.
Okay.
David Thomas is one of them.
Who-man.
Yeah.
Heath Evans.
Heath Evans.
Umanau Nui, dude. I played with Who-man up in St. Louis. Okay, are y'all okay? How are y'all coming up with this?
Heath Evans,
Dave Thomas, Heath Evans, Michael Ho'omanawanui.
That's all I remember.
I mean, so we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 2 more.
We need 2 more.
All right, 2 more people.
Give me a minute. I'll think of them.
2 more. Let's see if Chad can get it. We'll be back with our NFL preview next here on OTBOT.
OTBOT. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not 1 but 2 NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. front-to-back boat services.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
On Game Time tonight from Louis Cafe. That's right, for 80 years. Breakfast and lunch 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just outside the north gates of LSU. Election? Maction. Tonight, Game Time, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, OT, T-Bob Musso, Danny hanging out with you. We're trying to figure out the 8 players that have caught passes, both from, caught touchdown passes, both from Tom Brady and Drew Brees. The boys. I only came up with Ben Watson. The boys behind the glass did a great job here.
Well, you can't discount Drew's time at the Chargers as well. So, see, you need to factor that in there, too. There's probably a couple guys there. We need to think about that because there might be a couple guys in there, too.
I have not. Okay, so I don't think that we're allowed to look up the answer, but I would say we're allowed to look up Chargers names and see who we think it would be. Ben Watson, Brandon Cooks, David Patton, Dave Thomas, Heath Evans, and Michael Homenau-Nui are currently on the list right now. We'll see where it goes. All right, so every single, David Patton, good call, Brian Burgess already on there. Brandon Cook's already on there as well. Reese Caldwell and Jabbar Gaffney? I don't know. We'll have to maybe fact check him. We'll check it out. Okay.
Caldwell played for the Chargers. That's a possibility. Okay. I say let's put him on the list.
Brian's been hot. Okay, we'll put Caldwell as a kind of a, what would you call it? We'll see. He's on the bubble. We'll see if he actually makes the cut or not. All right, right now, let's go ahead and do what we do every Wednesday, where yesterday we closed the book on the NFL week that was. Now we look forward to the NFL week that will be. And it starts Thursday night with a game that should be really exciting, and unfortunately is not because they have the worst luck in the NFL. Of course, we're talking about Packers in San Francisco, Packers at Niners, 7:20 p.m. The football gods continue to smile on Aaron Rodgers, giving him the perfect bounce-back opportunity after they fall to the Vikings on Sunday. Not much to say here except that I just feel really bad for the Niners, as not just Garoppolo. So did you hear Garoppolo? It's not that he re-injured his high ankle sprain. He got another different high ankle sprain on the same ankle, which is brutal. And so he may have to have surgery. He may be done for the year. And then also George Kittle out.
8 weeks.
For 8 weeks.
At least.
8 weeks. Not good. My first overall fantasy pick.
Ooh.
Yeah. But hey, I had Gronk in the back pocket, so there you go. Now I need well, not this Sunday, but I need to do good other times. All right. Next on the list, Sunday in the noon slot, we got Texans at Jaguars.
Okay, next.
You got okay.
I mean,
no, you're right. You got the New York Giants and the Washington Football Team.
Okay, next.
Okay, yep. Here you go. Ravens Colts.
Hey,
really solid one. Because here's the deal. This is a perfect opportunity for Baltimore to fight against the narrative that's surrounding them, even though it maybe wouldn't actually prove that narrative wrong because I don't know how good the Colts are or not. But they have a good record.
What did we talk about yesterday? They are. We said they were a quiet 5-2, and then we realized why, because they have not played a soul on that schedule. I think the Ravens probably do what they do against maybe bad teams and kind of roll in this game.
Danny?
Yeah, I got the Ravens as well.
So the Colts lost to the Jags, and then they beat the Vikings, Jets, Bears. They lost to the Browns, and they beat the Bengals, and they beat the Lions. Now, the Lions are maybe kind of okay, and they beat them badly, 41-21. But whatever. For the Ravens, it doesn't matter. You have to bounce back after you kind of outplayed a Steelers team and yet still lost. And you just got to get confident, even if it's not going to prove that you are ready to be among the elite of the elite. All right, after that, we're looking at Lions at Vikings. Anything? Lions and Vikings, not really for me.
Not really for me either. I mean,
I guess the Lions are still playoff relevant, if nothing else. The Vikings are not, but what are the Lions at 500?
But are they
3
really?
And 4. 3 and 4. Yeah. I would say they're playoff relevant. You know, they're
too inconsistent.
They're way too inconsistent. Yeah. They're way too inconsistent. And whatever. I mean, I will never put faith in Matt Patricia. So, Bears at Titans, Chicago, trying to avoid the eventual slide that everybody's kind of been calling for the entire year. I like on ESPN earlier and Get Up, they had, should the Bears start Nick Foles or Mitch Trubisky? And Dominic Foxworth's answer was, who cares? And I think that's probably the right answer at this point, right? Like,
yes,
it does not matter who they start. The offense is going to be bad. And a lot of that falls on Nagy. That's like supposed to be what you are. You come from that McVay tree that all these other creative guys are having offensive success around the league with. So
EMT's Big Cat, he was saying he wants Trubisky because their O-line is so bad. And
he can at least run?
Yeah, Trubisky can run.
Yeah, I mean, look, it makes a lot of sense. I think Nagy, though, this is where Nagy screwed up, and this is where in leadership positions, you normally get tepid responses and guys always kind of ride the fence. But he's been so vociferous about saying that, no, Nick Foles is the guy. We're not going back. That, like, I mean, did you jump the gun? Did you jump the gun? You may have to go back. As far as the Titans go,
they need this bounce back. They really need this bounce back.
They need this bounce back.
Tannehill needs a good game.
They got to stop people on third down. They're absolutely horrible in that regard. I'm looking for too. Did y'all realize that Vic Beasley got released? No longer playing for the Tennessee Titans.
I did not see that.
Vic Beasley, what a time. He does not give a bleep. What a time his time with the Titans was. So he signed a 1-year, $9.5 million deal in March.
What a winner.
He then showed up to camp 10 days late, unexcused absence, and caught a $500,000 fine. Then
pocket change on that contract.
Then he played 118 snaps, had 3 tackles and 1 forced fumble, 0 sacks. And he had $9.5 million. Awesome, dude. And now he's out. He got cut. It is crazy to think, though, he led the sacks. He led the league in sacks in 2015. He even had 8 sacks last year. So, like, he just really didn't give a damn. He just really didn't care about this year at all. He's like, oh, you're going to give me money? Okay, hell yeah, dude.
Like Jarvis Bird.
Yeah. You can't even have the argument that, like, oh, this season doesn't count in the NFL because they're playing the full season. Every bit of it counts.
Imagine that. Imagine just, $9.5 million and just not caring at all. Just show you, like, imagine being the team that gives that contract that he shows up 10 days late. Panthers at Chiefs. Sneaky good one here, although, I have somewhat interest because the NFC South, I think the Panthers punch above their head a little bit. Christian McCaffrey back?
I would think
he wasn't back last week.
He wasn't back last week, and they said mainly because of the short week. yeah, I would think Christian McCaffrey is back. Now, how much of an impact does he actually have? He hasn't played now in, over a month?
Well, I think he'll have a massive impact because I don't think they're going to put him back in until he's back to 100%. But whatever. Can you keep up with the Chiefs?
No.
If you were able to, then what a feather in the cap that would be for Joe Brady and Teddy Bridgewater and that entire offense if they were able to do that. But
they have 3 straight losses, Panthers.
Yeah. They got the rough start, a little bit of a heater. They started to believe themselves. Now they're kind of falling back to earth where everybody kind of expected them to be.
Regressing to the mean.
And that's what, look, to be fair, it's not really disappointing because that was the expectation with Carolina, is that they were going to be in the bottom 5 of the league. So they've still played over their head. As far as the Chiefs go, I just want to see the continued evolution of Le'Veon Bell and Clyde Edwards-Helaire and how that backfield works out. Here's a great one. Sunday at noon in Buffalo. I don't know what it's like up there. I'm guessing it's snowy as hell and just really white and crazy. But the Bills hosting the Seahawks, dude. Let's go.
How is this game at noon?
I don't know, but I love it. I like it. I need a good nooner to kick things off, because then if you look in the afternoon slot, there's some.
What's the afternoon CBS game? Because they have the afternoon game this week.
Would it be? I mean, the best game in the afternoon is Dolphins Cardinals.
That's probably the one that'll be on every.
Of course, it's Pittsburgh Dallas. Sweet. I mean, I am so sick of the NFC East being in primetime slots. Thank God that we have Saints Bucks this Sunday night. Like, we had to pay the price of Eagles Giants last week. We had to pay our for our sins, and now we get rewarded and we get Saints Bucks this Sunday night. But yeah, Seahawks Bills, what a matchup, dude. For Josh Allen and the Bills, like, this surely has to be where your gaudy stats come back, right? Everybody else has done it.
The Seahawks defense not great. They still really don't have much of a pass rush there. Don't know if Jamal Adams is back.
They added Dunlap from the Bengals, but he's not going to be able to. He's in the same situation that I think
COVID protocol onboarding process he'll have to go through.
Yes, he has 2 weeks, like Quan Alexander. That's why Quan Alexander can't play this Sunday.
He won't be in this game.
Go through 2 weeks. So Josh Allen and company got to get back on board. It's rare that you see AFC contenders and NFC contenders go toe-to-toe this late in the season. So it's definitely nice from that standpoint. And it's interesting because really most of them can't help themselves as much as they can hurt the other team in their own goals. So we'll see who ends up winning. Mr. Unlimited, who do you think wins? I think Mr. Unlimited probably wins.
I think the Seahawks win. This is just another chance, though, for the Bills and Josh Allen to win a marquee game against one of the contending teams in the NFL, something they have not done.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, no. While the Patriots is big for them, it was not a contending team. You're right about that. Probably the Rams.
And they still almost lost that game.
Yeah. Is the Rams the best one on their schedule? Another game that was very close?
But we keep waffling back and forth on the Rams.
That is fair.
During this segment.
That is fair.
Beat the Raiders.
Okay, yeah,
Playoff
but
team.
again, playoff team, but yeah, I agree. I mean, Raiders are 4-3. Speaking of the Raiders, they got the Chargers at 3:05 on Sunday. I'm sure Justin Herbert will throw for 300 yards. The Chargers will get up like 24-7, and then they will lose 31-30 because that's how every game goes. Or, you know what, let's change it up from last week. They'll lose 35-34. How does that sound? Broncos, Falcons. Again, a game happens in the wood and nobody watches. Does it actually get played? Here's a great one in the afternoon.
Atlanta's a 4-point favorite at home, though.
That's because Atlanta's actually better than their record. Like, what if Atlanta wins all 3 games?
I think Atlanta is offensively better than their record.
Yes,
I think their defense is terrible.
That's fair. But I'm saying, what if they win the 3 games in which they had a 98 win percentage? What's their win-loss right now? Because what are they, 2-4?
2-6. So
2-6.
3 more. They're 5-2.
They're 5-2.
No.
5-3.
Right? Yeah, 5-3.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like they're right there. So it's Atlanta's not as bad of a team as you would believe them to be. But you can trust that they will likely blow it. I would love to see a Falcons-Chargers matchup. What would happen? I mean, it would just be both teams would be desperately trying to give it away at the end. Dolphins-Cardinals, the best game of the afternoon slot. 4-3 versus, I think, 5-2 for Arizona now. Another team that we've kind of flip-flopped back and forth on, but we're feeling like they're pretty damn good right now. The Dolphins look complete as an entire team. Fleury's hell of a job. Is Tua the right guy I mean, I agree with Boog earlier that it's the right move because ultimately, what is Ryan Fitzpatrick going to bring you to? and you have to start to look to take those next steps while you have the rest of the team figured out, and you got to know what you have in Tua. But it could mean for some pain in the short term for Dolphins fans. We'll see.
Be a huge test for the Cardinals offense.
Yeah.
In this game. I mean,
Dolphins defense.
Kyler Murray didn't have a great day against the Cowboys defense. That was not very good. They still won, and then he followed that up with a very good day against the Seahawks defense, which is also not very good. Now he is facing a defense that many consider to be very good. In fact, the number 1 scoring defense in the NFL.
Whoa, what?
So,
wow.
It's going to hinge on Kyler Murray and the Cardinals offense to see if they can win this game.
Shout out Miami, dude. Number 1 scoring defense in the league.
Yes, if the Cardinals can score, I don't think Miami with Tua can keep up with Arizona's offense.
It didn't feel like it last week. We'll see.
But if Miami's defense steps up and plays like the numbers say they will, they can beat the Cardinals on the road.
The other game that we referenced, Steelers-Cowboys, Steelers roll. All right, I mean, I think Andy Dalton's going to be back, but I don't think that it matters.
No, it's either going to be Ben DiNucci or Cooper Rush.
Oh, so Andy Dalton's not going to be back?
He is not back. It is either now he's on the COVID list. Andy
DiNucci!
Dalton. Either him or Cooper Rush. They weren't pleased with Ben DiNucci. Believe it or not, they weren't pleased with the third-string quarterback and how he performed in an NFL game.
Come on, dude. You can't have any level of expectation when you're running in DiNucci or Rush. Sunday night, Saints-Bucks, awesome. We'll talk about it more throughout the week, so we don't need to talk about it here, but just awesome. Shout out to the old guys for getting it done.
For the love of God, stop somebody in the red zone.
Well, that's not happening. So
That's true.
just don't let them in the red zone is probably your best bet. 20 touchdowns in 23 trips inside the 20 for Saints opponents. Unreal bad. And then finally, Monday Night Football, the week will round out with the Patriots-Jets.
You say that, but I actually think this is a real barometer on the Patriots.
If they
struggle in that game, if Cam Newton struggles in that game,
if you want to talk about bathing,
they're really going to feel bad.
Look, every empire falls eventually, right?
They do.
And this is a bit like watching the Roman Empire just be overrun by barbarians here. If they lose to the Jets, is that Alaric the Goth burning down Rome? Is that the final nail in the coffin?
I don't even think it's just if they lose to the Jets. If they struggle in that game, if they don't win that game by at least 10 points and Cam turns it over, and that Patriots fans have to be kind of nervous going into Monday night.
Patriots are 0-3 on the road, and this game's at New York.
The Patriots have thrown 3 touchdowns this year.
Look, boys.
Touchdowns.
We're all getting very excited here.
No, the Patriots are going to win.
No, I'm not saying, let's not lose ourselves. Let's not lose ourselves here.
How does it look is what I'm interested in.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I think, you do raise a very good point. They need to give a little investor confidence. Beyond just a win, they need to show you that they are clearly better than the worst team in the NFL. Shout out Adam Gase, finding new ways weekly to lower the bar. You're the man.
Hyperdrive, T-Bow.
Hyperdrive, baby. Let's do it. 10 points, double-digit points, calling it. Actually, no, they probably don't stand a chance of hitting double digits against New England. There is your NFL week preview shout-out. It's so sad, week 9, man. So actually today, Wednesday going into week 9, this is the official midway point of the NFL season. So let us give thanks. We didn't always know that we were going to get football, and now what are we gifted with? A 5-2 New Orleans Saints team. I got goosebumps. Against 6-2 Tom Brady in the not in the Superdome, but on Sunday Night Football, with Antonio Brown entering the fray, Mike Thomas likely returning, Alvin Kamara played better than ever. Now you got Gronk in a Bucs uniform playing well going into this game. I mean, it does not get better than what the New Orleans Saints are going to serve you on Sunday. So give thanks in the halfway for this NFL season. Give thanks for Drew Brees and I guess for Tom Brady. Give thanks that Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are going to disappoint you, guaranteed. Just wait, and give thanks for the rest of the NFL year. All right, when we get back, Muso's top 5 things he wants to see in the Purple and Gold World Series here on OTBOT.
OTBOT.
Go to Hooters for football. We just talked a lot of football, right? Give thanks for football. Give thanks for Hooters. Why? Because it is your headquarters for football. What do I mean by that? Well, it's obvious, right? It's got the wings, the beer, the sports, the Hooters girls, the televisions. I mean, if you haven't seen the renovations on Seagan, it's fantastic, y'all. Just done last fall. But if you can't get into Hooters for game day, it is still your headquarters football. How? You're going to bring Hooters to you. You're going to listen to me, the big guy, and you're going to download the Hooters phone application. You download the Hooters app, you get a free appetizer. That's right. The free appetizer is just one of many food and drink deals to be found on said phone app. And then look, if you're having people over, you're watching the game in your house, as we all are doing a lot this year, you don't feel like cooking, let Hooters hook it up. Okay, HootersToGo.com. Get your wings to fly. You don't worry about cooking, cleaning. You just worry about eating delicious Hooters wings. Toss the classic sauce Hooters.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
What do Honda lovers look forward to this time of year? Aside from family, turkey, and pie, happy Honda days at Richards Honda. It's that time of year when everything is at clearance prices. And since we're stocked up on inventory, you'll have plenty to choose from. Over 700 in stock at transparent prices. Happy Honda days makes happy customers. Come see why people call Richards Honda the smart choice. I-12 at Millerville Road and richardshonda.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Yo, join us for a Wednesday edition of Hanging with Hester and Haney, presented by Richards Honda from noon to 3. We'll be joined by Peter Burns of the SEC Network and SiriusXM Radio to talk all things SEC. Join us on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Welcome back, OTBOT. Some weird chat going on. The Bayou Ford YouTube chat right now. There's a character in The Boys called Doppelganger who can change into anybody. And one of the characters had him changing into someone that he used to sleep with. And then he goes, whatever, right? So he could continue. It does beg the question, as Todd Jones asked. If you had a doppelganger, who would you want them to change into, and what would you do with said doppelganger? Get in the chat if you want to know our answers. I'm not bringing it to air. It's too degenerate. All right, Musso. Speaking of degenerates, baseball fans are their own unique type of degenerate where
That's fair.
I mean, there's so many games. There's so much that can go wrong. There's so much variance. There's so much. It's just baseball. It's a wild game. It's completely different than football in so many different ways, and yet nobody loves college baseball like LSU. And I would argue, Moose. I mean, you were raised in that degeneracy, right? I mean, you are like from the ground up molded
Absolutely.
in the degeneracy of LSU baseball.
100%.
And so how are we feeling about today's Purple and Gold World Juice? Before we get into your top 5 things, just what's your excitement level at? Because I know that there's a lot of good hype surrounding this baseball team.
No, man, look, anytime they're out there on the diamond playing baseball, I'm excited about it. So, I mean, it doesn't matter what the record is, doesn't matter the hype level around the team, doesn't matter any of that. Anytime they're out there playing ball, I'm excited about it. And it just adds to the excitement when they have a chance to be really good. And this team has a chance to be really good. T-Bob, we've talked about it off air a couple times over the last month just with them practicing about the roster.
Yeah.
And how talented the roster is. They brought in the number 2 recruiting class in the country this year, the number 1 class in the SEC. That is coupled on top of a recruiting class where members of this team are still on it that was ranked number 1 a couple years ago. The third-year players are part of a number 1 recruiting class. So you have a number 1 and number 2 recruiting class make up this team. Baseball America just ranked college rosters based off of potential professional talent on it, and LSU's number 4 on that list. So, I mean, the talent level is there. They're just going to have to go out there and compete. There will be a lot of young faces, most likely, out there in the starting lineup. They definitely will be tonight. If you listen to Palmineri yesterday, the lineup he's sending out for the gold team,
which is coached by
Eddie Smith, the hitting coach, would be the starting.
Nolan Cain has the purple.
That lineup would be the starting lineup if they had to play an actual game today. If this was opening day in February against Army, that would be the lineup, and it has 4 freshmen in it.
Okay, let's get into the lineup.
True freshmen.
Before we do, who was the number 1 class if LSU was number 1 in the SEC? Somebody who's number 1 overall, not in the SEC?
I believe it was Miami. I'd have to go back and look.
Okay, shout out Canes. All right, let's get into the Moose. So, top 5 things that you were looking forward to from this year's Purple and Gold. Why do I keep saying that? Purple and Gold World Series.
It starts with the freshmen.
Oh, you know why it is? Because it's Purple and Gold World, and so okay. Sorry.
Yeah, it's there you go. A little alliteration. Not
yeah,
really
it's
alliteration,
not
but it's
a tongue twister.
But
It's a tongue twister.
There you go. It starts with the freshmen for sure. Want to see those guys, specifically the bats and in the field.
So who are the 4 Frosh that would be starting today?
Dylan Cruz is in right. Naturally, I really don't have doubts about him. I feel like he's going to be fine. And that's a guy who turned down first-round money to come to LSU. He's going to be very good if he stays healthy. He hit a ball at the scoreboard earlier in the spring.
Go,
when they post exit velocities from practice, he normally leads it, and they're normally 104, 105 miles an hour. I mean, that's a guy who is going to sound different when he hits the ball. So I'm excited to see him. Don't really have much doubts. Another freshman is Will Safford, 4-year starter from U-High. Also played free safety on their football team. He's going to start at third base. Maneri's compared him to Josh Smith.
Damn.
A lot at this point in his career.
Nobody loves a good comparison
like Paul Maneri. That is true. That is true. So, I mean, but hey, Josh Smith as a freshman played third base and played it pretty darn well for a team that went to the College World Series finals. I'm not saying Will Safford has to be that, but if he can be any shred of that, that position will be well taken care of.
I do love a 4-year multi-sport letterman, though.
There you go.
Right? I mean, that speaks to a guy that is kind of obsessive about sports. Like that guy's probably going to have a lot of the intangibles working in his favor, regardless what the.
He seems like he's going to be the program. LSU kind of always has like those program guys. Will Safford seems like he could be that program guy for LSU. Let's see. The other freshman started is Trey Morgan over at first base from Brother Martin.
Huh.
That means Cade Beloso is not starting at first base. And where is Cade Beloso starting? Well, that's left field for Cade Beloso, which is very interesting.
It's a thick boy to be out there in that much field.
Second year in a row, they have an unconventional outfielder based on Maneri's standards. If you remember, Drew Bianco saw a lot of time in left field last year in the 17 games that they played.
It's the Schwarber technique.
That's not the typical build or athletic type Maneri looks for in the outfield, but that's what he's got this year. And apparently, Beloso's dropped a lot of weight, is in great shape. So I want to see that. And they love Trey Morgan. They love him. Gap hitter from the left side. Apparently flawless on defense over at first base as well.
Okay, so who's the final?
So the fourth
freshman?
guy is Will Helmers at DH. He's also a pitcher. He's going to start Game 3 of the Purple and Gold World Series. DH is a little more up in the air right now, but Will Helmers, a true freshman, getting the nod there, and will start Game 3 of the Purple and Gold.
She's a
World Series.
starting pitcher, not even a bullpen.
He's more
or
or
he'll
less,
probably not be the pit,
he
but
can
in this
do
situation, okay,
multiple things for them. Yes, I think they really kind of just want to figure it out with him, see what he can do. So interested to see them. Other freshman arms, Ty Floyd. I'm really interested to see him.
Okay.
Jevin Coleman is another guy who turned some heads during the fall period. So interested to see those guys as well. And then moving on from that.
Yeah, what's your second thing that you're most intrigued
the
to
starting
see?
rotation? We might cut it short here because we're getting late.
Yeah, we're good. We can finish up next segment.
The starting rotation, Jaden Hill, we know he's going to be very good. Landon Marceau has really turned heads in the fall. He's probably been their best starting pitcher so far in the fall, Coach Maneri said yesterday. So interested to see if that continues, if that trend continues, because Marceau really found consistency last year for LSU in that number 2 role. He was very efficient when he was out there on the mound. That seems to be continuing right now. Anytime you see his line that they're posting from his outings, it's always somewhere along the lines of 4 innings, 5 innings, 1 hit, maybe 1 run or no runs, 9 strikeouts, 1 walk. So he's definitely throwing the ball well. And if you have him backing up Jaden Hill in that Saturday roll after Hill goes Friday night, LSU's going to be in position to
Hill's the Friday night guy
win
now.
a lot. Yeah, and LSU will be in position to win a lot of games. And then A.J. Labus, apparently his slider has taken a step up. Coach Maneri was talking about that yesterday, which gives him 3 legitimate pitches. And if you have a Sunday guy with 3 legitimate pitches, you are, I think Eric Walker back in 2017.
Yeah.
You're going to be a force to be reckoned with in college baseball.
Okay, so we're going to go to break. Then we're going to come back with your top 3 things. But first, we see 100 miles an hour at a Jaden Hill this year?
You could.
Wow.
He hit 99.7, I believe, in one of the scrimmages.
Oh, I'd be so pissed if I hit 997. Like, come on, dude. You just got to get
Round it
0.3
up.
more.
That's 100. Get him triple digits.
There you go. All right, Muso's top 3 things. Still look forward to the Purple and Gold Award. I cannot say that word combination.
Purple and Gold World Series.
Wow, it's so smooth to you. Okay, we'll talk about it more next.
OTB, OT. Saints coverage, Chiefs, Cowboys, Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday Night Football. From the opening kickoff to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, the NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Auctioner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not 1 but 2 NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. We'll look ahead to the weekend in the SEC with Russ Mitchell of College Football News. Saints getting ready for the Bucs. How's Mike Thomas's hamstring? We're talking about it 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, welcome back. Let's dive right in. So we finally have our 8th and final member of the 8 players who've caught touchdowns, both from Drew Brees and Tom Brady. I'll give credit to my guy, Matt Banks, on Twitter. He was the first response that I saw that had it all right. But Ben Watson, Brandon Cooks, David Patton, Reese Caldwell, David Thomas, Michael Homa, now Nui, and Heath Evans, we all had the 8th and final member. Musso got it in the break with a couple of clues. Tim Dwight.
Timmy D.
Tim Dwight, dude, who, of course, he kind of paved the road for Edelman and company. He is exactly what the Patriots love, a small, white, fast receiver. Also, he was a beast. He was really good on those Falcons teams. All right, Musso, couple minutes. Top 3 things you're looking forward to from this Purple and Gold
we'll go quick
World
here.
Series.
Overall health of the pitching staff coming out fine, and overall health of the team. If you remember a few years back, Bryce Jordan ripped an ACL in the Purple and Gold World Series. That's not what you want to see out of anybody on this current roster, although you do have numbers to possibly, backfill there, but you don't want to see that. So health of the staff, pitching staff for sure, that's been a problem, and then overall health of the team. And then finally, just want to see some good fielding, because fielding was an issue for LSU last year, and I'm hoping they release full box scores so we'll get, counts of errors and things like that. Fielding has always been a hallmark of Pulmonary teams. They normally field near the top of the conference and the country around normally 978, 980 range. So you want to see them do that, because you got to help the pitcher get the out. If he gets a ground ball, you got to throw the guy out at first. Just things of that nature. So
and it seems like LSU's worst years are when that has broken down.
Yeah, and it was a problem last year for that team.
Yeah, and there you go. And that would have been maybe a worse year if we had seen where it had gone. Who knows? But it looks like this year remains bright. Purple Gold World Series. So tonight, tomorrow, Friday, 6:30 each night. All right, let's go. And then Ren Fair open up Saturday. Are you kidding me? Even though the damn rain is 60%, it's very frustrating, but we'll work through it. I can't wait for Ren Fest. It's going to be so much fun this weekend. Moose, are you going to come dress up with me?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Wow. I know Danny.
Thanks for the invite. I appreciate it, though.
Danny, you want to be like a dragon or something? And I'll be a wizard. Are you shaking your head? It's very fun, I promise. It's awesome. Go every year with my family. It's fantastic. Come see me in Hammond. All right, huge thank you to everyone who got involved in today's show. Again, everybody in the chat, we love you. We love all of our listeners, tweeters, texters, callers, everything. Keep it locked right here on 104.5 ESPN throughout the day for all your favorite shows. Subscribe to Off the Bench YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Off the Bench Overtime YouTube channel. And we will see you tomorrow for Little Thursday. Y'all have a great day.
OTB, OT.
If I built a van,